Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to Stay Tuned Sports. It's me, your boy King, hanging out with you here after a wild Sunday. Just what the hell's going on? No idea. But, I mean, you have the Browns beating the Ravens early on. You had a couple of wild finishes, a couple of last-minute field goals to win games, 2-point wins, 1-point wins. Absolute insanity. 4 o'clock games come, you're figuring, hey, can't get any wilder than the 1 o'clocks were, right? The Bears and your Washington football team of Redskins Commanders say, nay. The Bears with, 30 seconds left, take the lead. First lead I think they had in the whole game. And it's like, oh boy, here we are. The Bears pulling this one out in the end. They're going to get it. Caleb Williams, he continues to grow and get better as an NFL starter. And then here we are, Jaden Daniels with hurt ribs. He's been knocked around the entire game. So, I mean, obviously not great, but still able to uncork a 60-yard Hail Mary that gets tipped in the air. What's the one rule that NFL Primetime and Chris Berman and Tom Jackson and literally everybody has known since the beginning of time on a Hail Mary? What do? You knock it down. Instead, it got tipped up, caught for the Hail Mary touchdown with zeros on the clock. And ladies and gentlemen, your Washington football team of Redskins Commanders are now 6-2 after an unbelievable finish there in Landover, Maryland. My God. Tremendous stuff. By the way, this seems like a good time to go ahead and plug my Washington football team of Redskins Commanders shirt, which you can buy over at our merch store. The link is at the top of our chat. If you're watching us along here, thank you so much. You can go ahead and click on that. That's also a link for our donation station is there as well. And as well as in the description, you can find those links too. So just wanted to put that out there. Holy shit. What a series of games. Hamster in the chat. How you doing there? Your Falcons did win today. We had covered that game earlier at the 1 o'clock. That's the one we covered right here on Stay Tuned Sports as my coffee maker beeps as I got some coffee making. Also got a little bit of a drinky poo here, my little Jägermeister and Mountain Dew concoction, because boy, I need a drink after that. I need a drink after that Bears-Commanders game. Washington football team of Redskins Commanders, by the way. ELS in the chat, of course. What do you think about the end of the Bears and Commanders game? I'm at a loss for words. As you can see, I'm at a loss for words. That's not keeping my fat ass from saying words. But I have no, I don't know how to process what this week of NFL football has been like. It's been wild. The Jets lose to the Patriots. They're now 2-6. Is their season over? Might put a poll in the chat here. I already have a poll on my Twitter, which you can go and check out over there. Right now, it seems to be a one-sided version of the poll, but I'll put that. But my God. You have the Cardinals' last-second field goal to win by 1 over Miami, and the returning Tua, who did not look bad. He did not scramble his brain anymore during the game, thank God. So that's a positive. That's a win, I guess, if you're a Tua fan or somebody who was worried about that. But he goes ahead and loses to the Arizona Cardinals as they win 2 straight very close games, one against the Chargers and now this game against Miami on Sunday. You have the Packers with a last-second field goal again for the second week in a row. Last-second field goal to win against Jacksonville, who, again, big respect to Jacksonville. Great game. They played very well. Probably the best game they played all year. They come out on the short end of the stick. Their season might be done, as we all kind of figured anyway, as a 2-win team. But they did play game. It was, again, a respectful showing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. In the game that we covered earlier, the 1 o'clock game here, the Atlanta Falcons against the creamsicle-wearing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. which is part of the reason why I covered it anyway, because I love those goddamn uniforms. The Atlanta Falcons, on the back of 3 Tampa Bay turnovers, one was a fumble on the second play of the game, and then 2 Baker picks. They win against the Buccaneers 31-26. I have a feeling that if Tampa Bay had at least one less turnover, they might have won the game, but instead they do not. Hamster says in the chat he would have been here. He said he was watching the game on my phone. Hey, listen, man, that's no problem. I have no. But listen, when it's your team, you watch the team any way you can. I get it. Don't worry about it. That's not a problem. Some other games here. Houston again barely winning against Indianapolis, 23-20. Another close game. I said those division games are going to be close. Anthony Richardson took himself out of the game because something about being tired. Is that the official quote that I'm seeing? Crazy stuff. But yeah, no, Houston gets that, and they now have 2 wins over their only real divisional competition in the AFC South. And so it really feels like it is Houston's division to lose at this point. The Eagles, with a statement win against the Cincinnati Bengals, another team who feels like their season is pretty much on the outs, as they have 3 wins, I believe, and that is all they have going for them right now. The Eagles win 37-17 over the Cincinnati Bengals. Baltimore, as we said before, losing to Cleveland as Jameis Winston with a last-minute touchdown drive and a fantastic pass for them and the Browns to go ahead and pull off the unbelievable upset over Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Incredible stuff. Tennessee, they were sticking with Detroit early on in this game. I think they might have even had a lead. I'm not exactly sure. But I know they were tied at one point 14-14, and then Detroit said, ha, fuck you, and won that game, going away 52-14, a 50-burger up on them. The Chargers take care of the Saints 26-8. That game was 3-2 for a very long time. It was a weird, more of a baseball score than we've seen from the Dodgers or Yankees yet. But still, the Chargers go ahead. They win, as I mentioned, 26-8. As we see some of the other games here, Denver with a 28-14 win over over Carolina. Sorry about that. As we see also Washington and the Bears in that game. We just talked all about that. And Kansas City escapes Vegas. The Raiders, very game, and if just save for a couple mistakes, the Raiders might have actually won that game. But Travis Kelce with his first touchdown, I think someone said in 13 games, and there was a couple other 13 things there. And if my Swiftie wife is to be believed, a lot of that had to do with Taylor Swift and the Tay Voodoo that you do so well. Apparently she did a touchdown sign in New Orleans last night talking about her man, and lo and behold, her connections to Satan came through, and Travis Kelce goes ahead and gets a touchdown. Also, another score here, as for some reason not up on the board, but the Buffalo Bills just murderlize the Seattle Seahawks 31-10 up at Lumen Field in Seattle. So that is where we all stand right now. ELS, you're 9-5 in your pick'em so far. I am not. I did badly. I thought I had some solid games, and then I wanted to pick a couple risky ones to see if I could move up. Well, obviously my risky ones didn't hit. I had picked Cincinnati to beat Philly. I was like, I'll go over a risk on that. I picked Tampa Bay over Atlanta. I was like, even though they're missing their 2 important pieces, I feel like maybe they're at home. Power of the creamsicles. I was like, let's go Tampa. I'd go there. So I lost those 2 games. And then the games I thought that I had on solid ground. Jets beating the Patriots. The Ravens beating the Browns. Things you thought that were going to be solid picks. Nope. Those lose too. So my picks are in the shitter. It was National Tight End Day. Of course, they made sure he scored. Hamster says, yeah, well, they were trying to make sure he scored at some point in the last 13 games, and they weren't able to do it. But today they did it. So I guess you're going to go ahead. Hey, listen, it is National Tight Ends Day, so it does make sense that not only did Kelce do well, but so did Taylor. You got to give Taylor her props because she, as well, has a wonderful tight end. So, Josh the Great here in the chat. What a Hail Mary, and indeed. What a Hail. Again, that is going to go down as That's a play that's going to be played in NFL history for the next 25 years. That's what an unbelievable, the Maryland Miracle, as some people are already calling it. Unbelievable ending to that game. Yes, tight end Tucker single craft white cheese there. He had himself a touchdown as well. A couple of times. Again, big Cock Knott and Cade Otton down in Tampa Bay had a very big game for the Buccaneers. It looks like Dallas is going to get the ball here first as the 49ers have won the toss. They're, of course, deferred. So, Cowboys getting the ball first here on Sunday Night Football. Hold on. Wait, give me a second. Not grabbing my coffee yet, but I just wanted to make sure it stayed warm until I went and grabbed it. Of course, we got 2 Hail Marys successful in the season already. Yes, but one was kind of inconsequential because it was Aaron Rodgers, it was halftime, and the Jets still lost the fucking game, so who cares? This one, far more important, far more impactful, one that we will remember a lot longer than the Aaron Rodgers one. Simply because, again, the Jets season is kind of shit, and the Washington football team, the Redskins Commanders, are 6-2 and have really firm control of the NFC East. And here comes kickoff. It's going to land in the landing zone. So the Cowboys are doing a little bit of a fake reverse, and they get it up to just about the 30. So no real movement there on that. So that's where the Cowboys will take their first possession. But we have a flag as the Cowboys moved early. So that's going to be a penalty assessed on that. They're going to say illegal formation on the kickoff. Either way. So we have our, before the game even starts, we have our first flag. We'll put the number 1 up there. Bang, bang, boom. Thank you, officials. If this is how this is going to go, I swear to Christ. So here we go. Cowboys take the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Ezekiel Elliott, and he's going to get a 6-yard gain. Josh talking about the Washington football team, Redskins Commanders, saying that the rebuild worked, I guess. Shout out to the... And again, it's not even a rebuild yet. They still have a lot to... Why is the flag still up there? Get that flag down. 2nd and 3 coming up here for the Cowboys. They're not. This is year like 1 of the rebuild, of rebuilding. We're trying to build around Jaden Daniels and build that entire organization back up. So like, whoa! One-handed juggling catch there by CeeDee Lamb, and that's going to be good enough for a first down as he apparently maintained possession before stepping out of bounds. ELS already smelling a ref rant coming up later on this game. Listen, if we already had one before the game even get on the kickoff, we had a flag. If that pace continues, there might be a ref rant. We'll see. Long way to go. Here we go. 1st and 10. It's going to be pitched back to Zeke Elliott, and he's going to lose a yard on that play. 2nd and 11 coming up here for the Dallas Cowboys. I was going to say something, and then my mind forgot, which happens. It happens surprisingly a lot. I don't know if that's because I'm having Alzheimer's or not. Probably a little bit of that. Anyway, pass out to CeeDee Lamb here on, they call 2nd and 10, but it really was not. I mean, he lost yardage on that one. But CeeDee Lamb, he gets about, I want to say, 5 to 6 yards, depending on the spot here from the officials. 3rd down is coming up for the Cowboys. Let me move my head up here a little bit. I look a little too low. There we go. Looking better now. 3rd and 5 is going to be the official call here from the officials. Dak in shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off, and that's going to be no gain to a loss. Niners stop the Cowboys, and it's going to be 4th down, and the Cowboys are going to look like they're going to have to punt here. And indeed, they are punting. So here's the snap. The kick is away. And the Niners don't fair catch it. Wow, what a dangerous play. They get it up to the 15-yard line on the return. But that was a little scary. That was a little scary. By the way, my name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for watching along and joining us. If you like what you're watching, please give us a like. Share us around. Make sure you hit that share button and get this stream out there. Share it with your friends, with your family, your loved ones, or just perfect strangers. I don't give a shit who you share it to. Just share us out there. And of course, if you are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously, and we certainly do appreciate every subscription. As we said, the chat room is open. Come on in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. We have a poll currently in the chat right now asking about the New York Jets. Again, and with a unbelievable loss to the New England Patriots. And especially for this Jets team that supposedly had so much talent going into the season, and on paper was looking like an actual contender for the AFC to make it to the Super Bowl. Now at 2-6, do you consider the Jets season to be over? The poll questions are yes or no, or just this season is over? Because it seems like if the Jets aren't successful this season, there might be a couple of years, long years, of rebuilding happening at Florham Park for the Jets, and everything might have to get blown up there. So that's the poll that's currently happening right now in our chat. Thank you so much for everybody for joining us. If you want to help us out more directly, we have links at the top of the chat for our donation station, as well as that's what the words I'm looking for, our merch store, which of course has our Washington Football Team of Redskin Commanders hoodie available right now. And again, seems like no time better than the present to go ahead and bring up that piece of merchandise, because after that Hail Mary and the improbable win, after the Bears seemed to have gone up with about, 30 seconds left, looked like they were pulled victory out of the jaws of defeat. Caleb Williams pulling out another miracle, putting his stamp on what would be a rookie season, a rookie of the year season possibly. Jaden Daniels says, nay, sit down, Caleb, paint your nails, because watch how daddy gets it done. And Jaden Daniels, with the huge 60-yard bomb down the field, gets tipped around the goal line, right into the waiting arms of a Redskin player in the end zone. 1, 2, 3, bing, bang, boom. There you go. The Washington Commanders, 6-2, sitting atop the NFC East. As we take a look at Jerry Jones, looking very Jerry-like. So here we go. 1st and 10. Purdy, he's going to pitch that ball out, and that's going to go for no gain. That's no gain, Rogaine, baby. On 1st down. Debo with the carry. Here we go. We got 2nd and 10. Or they called it 2nd and 9. Get the fuck out of here. That's a terrible spot. Either way, that's going to be a pass completion there for Brock Purdy, right at the 1st down marker. Ricky 50 Cent Pearsall with the catch. And they're going to say, nope, just short, 3rd and 1. Should be 3rd in inches, if I'm being honest. And that's going to be a QB sneak. We got flags, though. Because, of course, we do. We're already on flag number 2 of the game here. And they're going to say full start on the Niners. So 3rd and 1 becomes a 3rd and 6. And we still have the Niners there in the huddle, breaking the huddle. Looking to see if they can go ahead and pick up this first down. Again, now it is 3rd and 6. Purdy back to throw. Gets it up in the air. Wide open is Debo. Down to the 50, 45, 40. Down to the Cowboy 36-yard line. 36. I'm right. 36. 36-yard line. Debo Samuel flexing on him. Who's good you got? So not only did they pick up the 6 to get the first down after the offsides penalty, they pick up a little bit more as they are now in Cowboys territory at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10. 49ers. Brock Purdy under center. 1st and 10. He's going to hand this one off, and that is going to get about 3 yards, I would say. Mason with the carry. Second down, handoff to Mason. He's going to break it to the left and get about a yard and a half short of the first down. Where they mark him, it looks like it is going to be just about a yard short. But guess what? We got a flag. They're going to call holding on the 49ers. Repeat the down. Kyle Juszczyk is there saying the guilty party. Up to 3 already. We're up to 3. It might be a banner night for the officials. So 2nd and 16 now coming up here for the Santa Clara 49ers. $8:50 left here in the first quarter. Purdy's in shotgun. Mason in motion. Takes the snap. Purdy's back, looks, throws over the middle. That is going to be caught. Ricky Pearsall with the catch, but nowhere near a first down. 3rd down and 10 coming up. So 3rd and long. The Niners were able to convert on a 3rd and 6 on the last series of downs. Will they be able to convert this 3rd down? We'll see. Thank you for joining us here and watching along with us. My name is King, and this is Stay Tuned Sports. We thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. And we will love you forever if you do. Really. That's true. From the heart. It's going to be a handoff here to Mason. And again, gets about 3, maybe 4 yards, depending on the spot. So it'll be 4th and 6 or 4th and 7. And that's going to be only good enough for a field goal. So, interesting play choice there on 3rd and long. $50-yard field goal attempt for the Niners. It is right in the middle of the hash mark. Snap, hold, kick is up. And that's going to split the uprights right down the middle. 3-0. The Niners have the lead on the Dallas Cowboys. Taking a look at the poll we do have in the chat, which, by the way, chat is open. You want to come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. It's right there. The question is the Jets season over now that they are 2-6? 67% of the votes are going to yes. ELS letting us know that the former Packers kicker Anders Carlson is doing well with the 49ers here. And indeed he is. Very much so. Didn't do well with the Packers, but he's doing well here. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Station Sports. My name is King. Please, if you like what you're watching, please hit the like button. Hit the share. Share us around like your favorite STD to your friends, to your family, to people you know, to people you love, to people you don't know, to perfect strangers. As you would do with a regular STD. Just perfect strangers, people you don't know. Just pass it along. But we're a good one. We're a good STD. We're like an STD that brings you happiness and joy, not itching and burning. It helps out tremendously. Again, thank you so very much. And again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and join us in the chat. Chat's open. We got a lot of great people in there. ELS, obviously. We have Josh in there. Hamster is in there with us as well. You want to come in and join? Please do. Join the conversation. How'd your team do today or this week at any point? Obviously, we still have the Giants and Steelers coming up tomorrow, which I have to suffer through. But hey, listen, that's good for you because you get to watch human misery and torture, and you don't have to pay extra for it. You don't have to go to the dark web. It's right here for you to watch. Me being miserable, being tortured, in pain, having to watch my New York Football Giants, and actually pretend that, hey, we might have a shot. We fucking don't. But here we go. And it's hilarious because there's a commercial on right now for the Giants and Panthers playing in Germany, and I have to watch that game too. Oh boy, you guys are, if you're a fan of masochism and just straight up like almost a sports BDSM, you're going to love watching me watching the Giants the rest of this season. It's going to be something. It's going to be something, folks. Trust me. So take another sip of my delicious drink out of my Big Lebowski glass. Hey man, careful, there's a beverage here. Big Lebowski fan. If you're not, you've either not watched the movie or you just don't get it. How do you not like the Big Lebowski? Great movie. So here we go, getting ready for another dynamic kickoff from the Niners wearing their throwback uniforms to the Cowboys. The kick is away, and again, falls about the 6-yard line. Cowboys going to make a return. Here they get up to the 31, maybe the 32. And that's where they will go ahead and start their second drive of the game. ELS with a very poignant point about the New Orleans Saints today, saying that they have fallen down the biggest mountain as they only had 8 points today. Again, they started Spencer Rattler. They ended up putting Hanger in towards the end of the game, which is probably what they should have done from the start. We knew Spencer Rattler wasn't going to be that guy, and he's not that guy. Dak Prescott on first down escapes some pressure, passes along, and that's going to be to Ferguson, the tight end, but he only gets maybe half a yard. And that'll be a 2nd down and 9 coming out for the Cowboys. They're saying 2nd down and 8. I don't know where the fuck they're spotting these balls. These refs, like, I don't know how you're fucking spotting these balls. Like the line of scrimmage was the 32. The ball never got past the 32. Second and 8 coming up here for the Cowboys as they sing from the 34. I don't know. Oh, big pressure coming from San Francisco. It is picked up by the Cowboys, though. That's going to be a pass out of the backfield and caught for a first down. Dalvin Cook with the catch. Out of the backfield. He's getting a start here. Handoff to Cook again, and this time again he gets about a half a yard on the carry. 2nd and 9 should be coming up, but who knows? The refs might say 2nd and fucking 7. Who knows? Pecan in the chat. By the way, the leaderboard in our donation station, by the way, if you want to get your name into the scroll here on the ticker, You got to go ahead and donate more than Pecan has. Pecan with 15 in the clubhouse. But Pecan in the chat says, put Taysom Hill in and leave him in. Again, we've seen the Taysom Hill quarterback project. I don't know if he gives you that great of a shot either. 2nd and 9. Dak Prescott back, looks, throws to his right, and that's going to be caught by CeeDee Lamb. They're going to say he's about a yard short of the first down. 3rd and 1 coming up here. ELS with the quarterback stats here for the New Orleans Saints. Rattler was 12 of 24 for 156 yards. Haener, 9 of 17 for 122 yards, plus 10 rushing yards. And that was in, obviously, less time than Rattler had. Taysom Hill was 1 for 1, 3 yards, plus a 20-yard rush, or rushing yards. Sorry about that. Can't be worse than what we have. Again, I think you have to, because Haener in his 2 relief appearances, both against the Chiefs and then today, looked good. I think Haener looked good. Is he an all-pro? Is he going to be like a Brock Purdy revelation? Probably not. But he's better than Rattler, and I think he gives you a better shot than Taysom Hill does. I really do. So I would go with Haener for a full game. Give him a first start. Let's see what Haener can do with a full week's practice with the number ones. 1st and 10. They actually gave the Cowboys a first down on that play. Deep throw. Intercepted! Intercepted. Dak Prescott tried to go for a big play down the field. And instead, it gets picked off by the Niners. Dak gets his first interception of the game. Oh, no. If you are Dallas, Jair Brown with the pick. Dak took a pretty good lick on that throw as well. Turpin was the intended receiver, and intended because it was not completed. Right now, I think Haener might be a better option than Dak Prescott at quarterback, the way he's been playing the last couple games. I don't know, Pecan, man. I'll tell you what, this Cowboys team is, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a Giants fan. I'm not saying I'm getting any kind of schadenfreude and exquisite divine pleasure from watching the Cowboys fail and suck nearly as much as the Giants do. Although I kind of am. I mean, for somebody who got the largest contract in NFL history, Dak Prescott has looked like ass. So, I don't know. In the 3 games that Haener has appeared in, he's been 14 of 28, 177 total yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 picks. That's, again, and that's all in a relief appearance. Again, he came in, he had to relieve when Derek Carr hurt his oblique in the Chiefs game. And I know he came in for relief. I don't know where he might have appeared in another one. Maybe it was mop-up duty in the Cowboys game, maybe, or the Panthers game, where he's done a little mop-up duty. But Pecan, Dak, Burrow. Here's the thing: Burrow doesn't suck. I will not throw Burrow on a panel. It's like, oh, Joe Burrow sucks. I don't think Joe Burrow sucks. The Bengals as a team, their offensive line is not good. Their defense, their defense took a massive fucking nosedive. The Bengals also let Joe Mixon go, saying like, oh, we think he's done. He's not going to do well for us. Meanwhile, he's fucking tearing it up down there in Houston. So I think they're missing him. They're missing a running game. Their defense has utterly collapsed and become not just not good, but bad. Again, one quarterback can't win the whole game for you. And that's showing right now in Cincinnati. And Joe has had to work a lot as like the only guy there, with between him and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and when they had Joe Mixon, they were able to make stuff work when it didn't look like it would, especially with that offensive line. But also their defense stood up. They had some good pieces there, and they were able to make it work through, spit, bubblegum, and yarn. They were able to make it work. But since then, they haven't. And it looks like my stream froze there right on a Travis Kelce commercial, which I'm not happy about. Or no, is that Jason? That was Jason, I think. He's lost a lot of weight. Good for him. But let's go ahead and see if we can get this started again. And indeed we do, just in time as well, as we see the first down play. And that's only going to go for about a couple yards or so. ELS, again, dropping us with some chat knowledge here. 26-37, 234 passing yards today, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and 15 rushing yards. Hot take, ELS says, Rodgers and the Jets are... That's not a hot take anymore. That's not a hot take. That's an observation. Like, you know, just the Jets... And I'm not saying that Rodgers is a bad quarterback, because I still think he is technically one of the best quarterbacks that have ever played the game, and he can still put the ball on a dime in the right spot. But the Jets' offense as a whole, whatever offense they have installed there, is very bland. There's not a lot of movement in the offense. There's not a lot of imagination in it. It's a very one-note offense that NFL defenses are just picking apart, and we're seeing that. And the Jets have done nothing to change that. And I don't know if they can. Again, you have Downing calling the plays instead of Hackett, but the offense is what the offense is. So this whole experiment, though, and here's the problem. The Jets did this experiment in a total ass-backwards way. Like, the Jets weren't good. They were a quarterback short, but, you know, you knew that Robert Saleh didn't have the locker room. I think before you brought in Rodgers, you should have fired Saleh. Fired Saleh, fired everybody on that team, then bring in Rodgers. And also, don't bring in Hackett. I know they brought in Hackett because it's like, oh, well, we can get Rodgers if we get Hackett. But I would have been like, listen, we want to bring you here. We're going to have a whole new coaching staff. We're going to let him bring in who he wants to do. You can be with us and talk about who you want as a head coach. But I think they needed to get rid of Saleh. They needed a fresh start when they got Aaron Rodgers. They didn't do that. Then, of course, Rodgers gets hurt. Now you have this, like, they tried to do this project with Aaron Rodgers and be like, go all in for a year or two and see what they could do. But again, they Jetsed it in the most Jets way, and they did it such an ass-backwards fucking way that it's done nothing but blow up in their face. And then they're like, well, let's get Devontae Adams. That'll help. No, it fucking won't. Because your offense is still one note. And defenses can fucking sniff it out in a heartbeat. There was no way that having the offense they have is going to work. Not in today's NFL. It's not going to work. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Getting a head coach now doesn't matter. You have to, because you want to get if a head coach comes in, he's going to want to pick his own staff. So unless you're getting ready to fire the entire coaching staff in the bye week, hire a head coach, have him bring in all new staff, and implement that within a fucking week, that's not going to happen. Peek under the chat saying the Jets can have the Saints coach. And hey, you're throwing Spencer Rattler for free. On us. No charge. Even so, I think that's a no deal. 2nd and 4 coming up here for the 49ers. Purdy throws. That's going to be caught by Kittle on tight ends day. One of the forces behind Tight End University and National Tight Ends Day and trying to get respect for the tight ends in the NFL. Kittle with the reception, and it's a 1st and 10 for the 49ers there in Santa Clara from the 30-yard line now. Purdy being stopped from snapping the ball, as we now have the snap as he was under center. Purdy backs, throws, and that's going to be incomplete towards Debo. Seemed like there was a lot of hand checking between he and the Cowboys cornerback, and that turned out to be just enough. Jordan Lewis was the cornerback on Debo there, and had enough to cause the disruption for an incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10 now coming up here for the Niners, trying to take advantage of another Dak Prescott turnover. Kittle in motion, now to the right of Purdy, who's under center. He's going to hand this one off, and that's only going to be a gain of 3.5. As Guerrero with the carry there. As we take a look at the Cowboys defense, still missing Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, two of their biggest pieces. And there's Mike Zimmer, former head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, now defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. And this Cowboys defense has been much maligned here in this season so far. Purdy on 3rd and 6 well overthrows his intended target, and it's going to be 4th and 6. Kittle, it looks like, was the intended target. Incomplete. 4th and 6. It will be a punt from the 49ers. ELS in the chat letting us know, I don't think the Saints are the worst team in the league. Honestly, I think the Titans are the worst. Jets are second worst, and the Saints are the third worst right now. Listen, going into this week, I had the Browns by a long shot being the worst. Then I had the Patriots being second. I think you had the Dolphins in there. I think maybe at third. You had the Jaguars. You had other things like that. Here on the return. We got some fighting, and oh boy, here we go, Cowboys and Niners. We had some big hits and tackles on the punt return, and we got pushing and shoving, and now we got flags. They are out. It is pandemonium in Santa Clara at the Big Pair of Jeans. At the Big Sweaty Denim Factory. That was a big, big hit on the punt return on Turpin, who was the returner. Let's see how many flags we got. What are we talking about here? Personal foul on the Cowboys. That is declined. Personal foul on the Niners. Penalties offset. And it was all after the play 3, but that's still 2 more flags since it was on each team. So that's 5 flags. We go from 3 to 5. Even though they're offset, doesn't matter. Flags are thrown, they count. Listen, I have a feel like if you have only 2 wins right now, if you end up being 2 and 6, which let's face facts, the Giants are going to be 2 and 6 after tomorrow. If you're 2 and 6, 2 and 5, something like that, whatever the case is, even if you had to buy, I don't think you are gonna have a good time. Like your season is all but done. That's what I mean. I think the Jet season is done. I think the Giants season is clearly done. I hate to say it, but I think the Saints season is done. Like that's I don't think it's a case of saying you have a chance. I know it's your favorite phrase, Pecan. I do. I know it's your favorite phrase. It's what you love to say. But I gotta tell you, I don't know if it's gonna happen. The way it's currently going. Again, you've lost 6 in a row now after having those two big wins to start the season. Not great. It's not a great start. And the Browns stepping up. Listen, this just goes to show you the whole time. And the Browns scored over 20 points for the first time this season. They were the last team to score over 20 points. They scored, 29 to go ahead and beat the Baltimore Ravens, the big bad Ravens, with Mr. MV3. Oh, he's going to be the MVP. I'll tell you what, right now, the leader in the clubhouse for me for MVP, it's a rookie. It's Jaden Daniels. What Washington has done with him as quarterback, and again, let's face facts, the MVP is a quarterback award. What he's done, and again, Lamar Jackson's MVP contention, his race, took a hit today. That's a big hit. To lose to the Browns? Granted, I know the Browns were probably better without having Deshaun Watson in there. There is definitely a case of addition by subtraction of getting rid of Deshaun Watson on your team. But still, to be the Ravens, you think you're the you want to be the front runner in the AFC. You want to be a Super Bowl favorite. You want to be one of the top teams that you talked about, and you lose to the Browns, a team that the Giants beat. Even without Deshaun Watson, you should have beat the Browns, and it shouldn't have been that close. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys from the 35-yard line after all the kerfluffle. That's going to be caught by CD, and that's going to be about a 6-yard gain to the 41-yard line. So 2nd and 4 coming up here. ELS asks me, personally, what if the Giants win against the Steelers? I will be happier than a pig in shit. Of course I will. My team won. I still don't believe we're doing anything this year. But it would be nice. It would just be nice to have a good feeling of winning again. That's all. So Dak Prescott, there we got flags down already. He's going to complete that pass to Tolbert. But we got flags down. It looks like it's in the area of holding, so this might be coming back. And we are up to flag 6 already with 1:53 left in the first quarter. That penalty is declined. Oh, there were 2 flags. So we're up to 7 because there was 2 holdings on the play. So we're up to 7 flags, and we are not even out of the first quarter yet. Good times. Good times happening. Thank you, officials. You forgot. Prime time's all about you guys. ELS also mentioning a couple of things in here. Thinks the Saints need a refresh for their coaching staff next season, including a new head coach. I agree. And Jaden Daniels is unbelievable. He has surpassed any expectations that I have had for him. Honestly, the Washington football team of Redskins Commanders are in my top 5 in the NFC. And it's hard to argue with that, ELS. It's hard to argue with that because who else would you put in there? I think you put in 3 of the 4 of the NFC North. You know, you put in the Lions, you put in the Packers, and yeah, I think you still put in the Minnesota, even though they lost 2 straight games. I still think you put Minnesota in there. And then I put in Washington. Listen, they're winning games. It's the NFL. Not about style points. You win games, you win. So I think you have to put them in there. Because there's nobody else that I think you can put in there right now from the NFC. Maybe the Falcons, maybe. Here's a toss to Turpin on 3rd and 9, and he fumbles the ball. And the Cowboys land on it. Offensive lineman appears to have landed on it. Maybe the center. So 1st and 10, the Cowboys do convert 49 seconds and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Turpin can't be dropping a ball like that. Lucky that the Cowboys fell on it. Now from the 48-yard line, 29, 28, 27 seconds remaining here in the first quarter as the clock continues to tick down. Dak Prescott, he's going to hand it off here. And Cook's going to gain just a couple yards, 3, maybe 4. And that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. A 2nd down and 7 or 2nd down and 6 will be coming up here when we begin the second quarter. 7 total flags in the first quarter, which means on that pace we're going to be heading towards 28 flags for the game. Hopefully the flags stop. But as we know, the flags seem to only get more and more voluminous as the game moves on. But here we are, second quarter. We're going to be here for Sunday Night Football. Thank you so much for watching along with us here on Sunday Night Football as we give the play-by-play reactions and watch along. And if you're watching along with us here and syncing along, as we pay attention to this game, thank you so very much. We appreciate everybody who's watching. And if you are watching and you like what you're watching, please hit that like button. Share us around. Help us out here. Get more views on this channel from your friends, from your family, from perfect strangers, whoever you know on social media. Hit that share button and get us around. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much as we're on the road to 200 here. Also, if you want to help out a little bit more directly, we have links for our donation station and merch store in the top of the chat, which, by the way, chat's open. Come on in. Say hi, say hello, introduce yourself. Got a bunch of people in there, and we all have a conversation. I try to read every single chat that comes up, so if you got something to say and want to get it said on here, I'm here for you. I'm like Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening. So we have all that as well. Again, those links are also available down in the description of this video as well. And again, merch store, got a bunch of stuff in there. We got some 8-bit helmets in there, more stuff coming in all the time. And again, one of the biggest things available that we have in there, and seems apropos for the way the 4 o'clock games ended, we have a Washington Football Team of Redskin Commander shirt there available for purchase after that incredible Hail Mary pass to win the game from Jaden Daniels. Let's see what we have here in the chat. ELS, he's giving us his top 5 currently in the NFC. He has the Lions at number 1, the Packers at number 2, the Washington Football Team of Redskin Commanders at number 3. He's got the Atlanta Falcons at number 4, and of course he has the Vikings at number 5 because he is a Packers fan and he hates the Minnesota Vikings. Again, the second straight loss for the Vikings is bad, but if we're looking just as straight NFC favorites, that's not bad. I would agree. Lions are number 1. I do think the Packers are number 2. It's hard. To me, the discussion is whether 3 would be Commanders or Vikings. I think you can flip-flop either one of them between 3 or 4 right now. As again, Commanders 6-2, Vikings 5-2. The Vikings have lost 2 straight games. But I'll go with Washington. They've won 6 straight. I'll go with Washington at number 3, Vikings 4, and I think the Falcons are 5. I'll agree with that. So, Cook again with the carry on 2nd and 6 as he gains about 3 more yards. So, 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Cowboys as we start the second quarter. As we take a look at Bosa here on the defensive side, kind of being handled here by the Cowboys tight end on National Tight Ends Day, Ferguson. As we see Bosa in his arms. Those arms that my wife absolutely loves and has made no secret about that. I don't know if I should be concerned or not, but we don't live anywhere near the Bay Area or Bosa, so I think I'm okay. Dak Prescott back, looks, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by CeeDee Lamb down to the 31.5-yard line. And that's going to be a first down for the Cowboys with 14-10 and counting here in the second quarter. Dak Prescott ordered with an interception early in his game. Did not lead to any points as the Niners had to punt the ball on the subsequent drive. But here are the Cowboys there. They're driving again. It's going to be a handoff to Zeke Elliott, and Zeke Elliott's going to bowl his way down to the 20-yard line for a first down for the Cowboys. Big run from old man Zeke. And I know he's, only 28, 29 still, but... Or is he in his 30s? I have no idea. He might be 30. Either way, in the NFL, when you get to 28, 29, 30 years old as a running back, you old man. You old man. You might as well be grandpa. So 1st and 10 again for the Cowboys here. This time from the 20. CeeDee Lamb in motion. Dak in shotgun. Takes the snap. Getting pressured and sacked by Bosa boy. Joey Bosa with his sack. Punching his own head. As one does. You get excited. You start just self-harming. It happens. I get it. Pecan bringing up the fact that it's the Lions versus the Packers on November 3rd. That is going to be a game you're going to want to tune into. That's going to be a big one. Second and 15 after the sack here. This is from the 20, just inside the 25-yard line. Hand off to Zeke. Zeke again with a big run, but finally gets piled on. Gets stopped at about the 21-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and roughly 11. Or a long 10. And 10 is long anyway. Ask Johnny Sins. As we're now under 12 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Malik Mustafa, as we're seeing, hopefully recovering after Patrick Mahomes bowled him over last game. Embarrassing look for my man. 3rd and 10 Dak sidearms it here to Ferguson, his tight end. He's going to make it to the first down. He makes it to the 10-yard line. And it's going to be first and goal for the Cowboys. Pecan thinks that I should take the Browns out of the Booty Cheeks 5 and replace them with the Saints. Maybe. Maybe. You're going to have to tune in on Tuesday to the countdown to see who's in the Booty Cheeks 5. Dak Prescott on first and goal. Throws towards the end zone. Incomplete, but there's a flag. That's going to end up being a pass interference. You could see it from here as we are up to flag number 8. Automatic first down from the 1 since it occurred in the end zone. And the next break, I'm going to jump over to the countdown and take a look at who I actually had in the Booty Cheeks 5 this week. And see who might be in and who might be out coming up in the following week. First and goal from the 1, Zeke Elliott, touchdown, Dallas Cowboys. How about them boys? We them boys. Woo! We go bang dang dang bang. Banga danga banga. That's how Cowboys fans sound in my head. And I've had to deal with plenty of them. My sister's a Cowboys fan. I have a very dear friend of mine. She's a Cowboys fan. And that's how they all sound to me. So here comes the extra point. Here is the snap, the hold, the kick. It is up and it is good, and the Cowboys have themselves a 7-3 lead over the Santa Clara 49ers. ELS with a very demure, very calm. You can tell that this comes from a calm place in his heart. In the chat wants to let us know, fuck the Cowboys from ELS. I'm sure that is a sentiment shared by many people. Me being a Giants fan, certainly one of them. But covering the Cowboys here, unbiasedly, because guess what? Not a fan of the 49ers either. So, as a Giants fan, don't really like either team. But yeah, let me go ahead. Let me check on my countdown list here. Okay, there's my top 10. We'll check that out too. Eventually, I want to check that out as well. But let's take a look at the Booty Cheeks 5. Who did I have in my Booty Cheeks 5 this week? This week I had the Giants, and we'll see on Monday night if they remain in there or not. They might, especially if they lose badly to the Steelers, which they probably will. I had the Browns in last place at 32. They're going to be moving up. Do they move fully out? I don't know, but man, a win against the Ravens is big. Yeah, the Patriots at 1-6. Do I move them out? Or is this just a case of the Jets being that inept? I'm not sure. So that's going to really depend on where I think they fit with all the other teams as well. Dolphins, they lose at the last second field goal to the Cardinals, even with Tua in there. You would hope that with Tua getting back into the lineup, the Dolphins would be able to make short work of a team like the Cardinals. They were unable to do so. So I think you have to have the Dolphins are still in consideration for being down in the Booty Cheeks 5. The Panthers lose to the Broncos, as we all thought. I think they will remain in the Booty Cheeks 5 as well. Do the Raiders jump into the Booty Cheeks 5 at all, depending on how any of these things jump? Do the Browns jump out? Do the Raiders jump in? Who else do we have here? What else do we look at here as far as who might be indeed Booty Cheeks? Do the Saints jump in there? That's what I mean. The Saints might be at 6 straight losses. That might be enough for the Saints to actually drop down here into the Booty Cheeks 5. ELS letting us know that what he thinks is that the Patriots and the Browns should move out of the Booty Cheeks 5 and put the Jets in at 31 and put the Titans at 32. That's what I mean. There's a lot of bad teams. Did the Jets move in there now as they are 2-6? You might have both New York teams in here. You have the Saints that are 2. Got a lot of bad teams. We got a lot of bad teams to choose from. It might be harder to choose the Booty Cheeks 5 than the rest of the top 12. I'm going to be honest with you. It might be harder. It might be harder to pick that. I don't know. I'm going to check the power rankings on the top end during the next break and see where maybe some of those teams might end up in my power rankings as we move along here on this Sunday night. Enjoying my nice beverage of Jägermeister and Mountain Dew, known to the Germans as a Bundesliga. $10:58 remaining here in the second quarter. Cowboys up 7-3 as we're getting ready for the kickoff here. And there is the kick, and the Niners are going to receive it back near the 10 and going to return it all the way up to the 34-yard line. And that is where they will take over on this drive. Now, they were unable to go ahead and convert on the Dak interception, and then the Cowboys on the ensuing drive get it in for the touchdown to take the lead here. Brock Purdy looking to answer and hopefully get the lead back here for the 49ers. And if not, at least get in a field goal range and make it a 1-point game here in the second quarter. Let's see what happens with Purdy on this drive along with the Niners. You got Debo out to the right. Play action. Purdy throws down the field. Wide open is Debo, and he's down to the 30. 35, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Flag down, though. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. If you call back another big fucking play, officials, they're going to say, holding on the goddamn 49ers. Son of a bitchin' fuck. Can never have a big play in the NFL. You can't have a big play. It's not possible. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to have a big play. He was held more than... The Cowboys held him more than anything. Get the fuck out of it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can't have big plays in the NFL. You're not allowed. It's absolutely forbidden. You can't have it. Browns beat a good team. They did beat a good team. They did beat a good team. But again, this goes to my whole point with the Ravens. They have their inconsistent. They have their good games, bad games. Good game, bad games. And today was definitely a bad game for them. Okay, here on 1st and 20, this is going to be passed down to Ricky Pearsall. Going to be a gain of about 11. So 2nd and 9 coming up here for the 49ers. ELS agreeing with my angry rants when it comes to the referees. Flag on the refs for being fucking terrible. 25 yards. Replay the down. Purdy under center. Play clock under 5. Takes the snap. He's going to be a handoff here to... Couldn't tell. Couldn't find the number. So 3rd down now coming up here for the Niners. 3rd and 7. It is from the 37-yard line. Purdy back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Ricky Pearsall. 1st down, 49ers. 1st and 10, the Niners convert. Big play for the Niners. They needed to have that. After having a touchdown reception and run from Deebo Samuel called back on a very questionable holding call. From the 50-yard line, directly at midfield. Snap by Purdy. He's going to get it to Deebo Samuel for about 4.5 yards. 2nd down and a long 5, I would imagine, would be the call here for 2nd down. ELS in chat. He has an idea. ELS wants to give coaches special flags, and if the referees make horrible or dumb calls, the coaches can just call the flag up. I wonder, maybe a little advance on this idea right after this play, as we have Purdy under center. T formation here for the Niners. Purdy's going to pitch it back here to Mason, and that's only going to be a gain of 2 yards. What if you give each coach, one, like you said, one flag? And it's basically like a penalty elimination flag. You can only use it once a game. But if there's a big play or something like that and the refs decide to throw a penalty flag on it, you can throw that flag, and that will erase that penalty. The penalty flag now doesn't count. It's picked up by the officials, and the play stands as it was. But you can only use it once in a game. A penalty elimination flag. That would be cool. I would use that. That would be interesting. That would make the game a lot more interesting. 3rd and 4, it's going to be a carry for just about no yardage here for Mason. So 4th down coming up here for the Niners. They're kind of in no man's land. Looks like they're going to go for it. It looks like if Mason cut inside instead of going outside, he might have gotten a first down. Yeah, it looks like he just might have misread that. Either way, it's 4th and 3. Niners are going for it here. On 4th down, Purdy in shotgun. Empty backfield. And we have a timeout here from the Dallas Cowboys. That's going to be their first timeout of the game, with 6:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Cowboys with the 7-3 lead. 9 flags total in this game so far. By the way, thank you for watching along and joining us. My name is King here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like what you're watching, please make sure you hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously. Share us around. Hit that share button. Share us around with your family, your friends, people you don't know, perfect strangers, people you hate. It doesn't matter. Just share us around. It helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. And if you're not already subscribed, why not? Hit that subscribe button. Help your boys out here. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell. That helps out too, because we're putting out these live shows. We do every single primetime NFL game, plus Giants and Eagles game. When Jimbo joins us, we do Eagles games. I myself do Giants games when they're covered. Unfortunately, the Giants game also falls in with a primetime game this week, so it is what it is. Here we go, 4th down and 3. Purdy in shotgun, takes the snap, throws over the middle, dropped by Debo. He had it. It would have been a first down if he held on. But he drops the pass. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Cowboys get the ball back in very good field position. Debo's got to catch that ball. It was a little behind them. Do not get me wrong. It was a little behind them on the pass, but you got to get that ball. Pecan, hoping for me and for my sake that Russell Wilson goes ahead and shows his true colors tomorrow, as he says, listen, if we get Broncos Russell Wilson, I'll be happy, because at least the Giants will have a chance. No, we won't. No, we won't, because that Giants offense has to play against that Steelers defense, and we're fucked. That's all. It's not like that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Nothing's good is gonna nothing's good. Nothing good is gonna come from that. I swear to Christ, I'm not drunk. That's actually the first drink I've had today. And boy, I've needed it after this Sunday. What a hell of a Sunday. Again, we saw the Jets lose to the Patriots. We saw a 1-point win when it came to the Cardinals in Miami on the last-second field goal. Green Bay with a last-second field goal to beat a very game Jacksonville team. The Falcons with a 31-26 win over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay with 3 turnovers in that game that were costly. It feels like if Tampa Bay had one less turnover, they might have won the game. But instead, they lose by 5 points. Indianapolis and Houston. Anthony Richardson may not be the guy. I'm sorry, he just may not be the guy. And I like him. I did like him. I wanted to give him a chance. But apparently, he called himself out of the game in the third quarter because he was tired or didn't feel well. If I'm the Colts, I start Joe Flacco the rest of the season. I'm sorry, because that cost you the game. And again, Houston only won 23-20. I think if Flacco plays in that game, the Colts win. And I think also now you might know who you have as your quarterback. And maybe Anthony Richardson just isn't that guy. Eagles with a big win against Cincinnati, 37-17, as they keep rolling after the Giants game. So maybe the Giants were a get-right game there for the Eagles. Baltimore, as we said, lost to Cleveland in Cleveland, 29-24. Baltimore on the short end of the stick, and I really do think that hurt Lamar Jackson's MVP standings as we're starting to hit the midseason mark here in the NFL. Detroit put up a 50-burger up on Tennessee, 52-14 in that game. The Chargers, 26. The Saints, 8. Not a great game for the Saints boys down there. Buffalo, 31. Seattle, 10 in their matchup. Big win for Buffalo there in Seattle. Carolina losing to Denver, 28-14. Getting doubled up there by Denver and Bo Nix. Washington, again, as we said, with that miracle win against Chicago on a Hail Mary, 18-15. And Kansas City with a 27-20 win, a survival against the Raiders in Vegas. Flags on the play, and we've hit double digits before we've even gotten to the second half. Son of a bitch. Encroachment on the Niners. Joey Bosa with the neutral zone infraction. Hamster is back in the chat. Hamster, how you doing, brother? I'm saying here, this is week 8, baby. Normally the halfway point. Now again, with the bye weeks and everything else out, and we got week 18, so things kind of change. It's really kind of week 9 would be the halfway point, which again, that's only next week too. So again, this is the half point area of the season. Yeah, man, we're again, this is what I mean. We got to savor it. We got to savor it while we can, while it's here, because before we know it, it's going to be gone. And then what do? We're just going to be sad. We're just going to be sad boys. Just sad boys. I'm watching curling, which I like curling, don't get me wrong, but Cook with the carry here on first down. Again, NBC reminding us that Dallas will indeed receive the second half kickoff. So the Niners really have to do something here. You got to get a defensive stop. You got to get the ball back. You're hoping that you can go ahead and score at some point before halftime, even if it is just a field goal. Dak under center here. Fakes the handoff, throws. That's going to be caught by Ferguson. And the tight end refuses to go down. And then does at the 41-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers, who play in Santa Clara, by the way, about 50 miles away. Third and 4 coming up here. Dak Prescott back, looking to throw. Still nobody open. Has good protection, throws all the way down the field. Is that caught? Did it get hit? I don't know, but guess what we have? We have another flag. We're up to 11. 11 thrown flags in this game so far. They're going to say illegal contact on the Niners. They're saying it was indeed a catch, so the penalty is declined. First down for the Cowboys. Down the field against the Niners. Now, again, also, if you're new to watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports and your boy King, when I do the flag counter, I don't do it for penalties accepted. I know there's some out there that do. Again, the person who I basically ripped the flag counter off of, which is Tom Grossi, he does penalties accepted. I do all flags thrown, whether they're picked up, whether they're declined, no matter what. First down, going to be caught by CeeDee Lamb for a gain of 2 yards. Second down and 8 coming up here for the Cowboys. I do all flags thrown, whether they're declined, whether they're picked up by the officials and they say, okay, never mind, no penalty there, whether they're offsetting. No matter what it is, the flags get for how many flags there are thrown. That's why it's not a penalty counter. It's a flag counter. So that's why that is what it is. And we're already up at 11 flags thrown in this game, although there's only been a fraction of that that's been accepted. 2nd and 7, Cowboys. From the 10, throws in the end zone, does Dak. That's going to be almost caught by CeeDee Lamb, but dropped at the very last moment. I'm sorry, that's not CeeDee Lamb. That's my fault. Sorry. I thought that said 88. It did not say 88. That said 89, and that's Brevin Spanford, their other tight end, outside of Ferguson. So 3rd and 7 now. Dak in shotgun. Steps back, looks, floats a pass out to Ferguson this time, but he's only going to get... Oh, he fumbles the ball! Recovers it, though. Recovers his own fumble. Now, the Cowboys have fumbled twice, and the Niners have been unable to recover. So the Cowboys are going to have to settle for a field goal here. And going up 7 on the Niners. Hamster in the chat said I had the Ravens and Jets in a parlay and actually made me money because I crashed out when they both had the lead because I saw what was about to happen. So he cashed out early. That's amazing that you were able to get some money on that cash out. Congratulations on you on seeing the future. Snap, hold, kick up is good, and the Cowboys extend their lead 10-3 over the 49ers. ELS in the chat says some good news for the Packers and Jordan Love, who indeed had an injured groin in this game. There is optimism that he has avoided a long-term injury. He's going to undergo further testing tomorrow to see other scans, CAT scans, MRIs, all. He's going to get the whole schmear and figure it out. But we'll see how long he'll be out this time. Will it be a week-to-week situation? Will it be another injured reserve situation? We don't know. But now you got to start wondering when it comes to Love, is he going to be one of these guys that is constantly injured and not able to stay in the field? Listen, the best ability for any football player to have is availability. And if you get that moniker that you are always injured or injury prone, that's not going to do well, especially after you've already gotten a pretty hefty goddamn contract there from the Packers. So that might be a little buyer's remorse on the Packers' part if Love can't stay healthy. ELS in the chat. Well, let me see. Pecan first says that if Jordan Love misses the Lions game, he thinks the Packers will get a loss there. But I'll tell you what, Malik Neighbors is 2-0 with the Packers. And led the Packers to a comeback win today against the Jaguars. So don't sleep on Malik Neighbors, my friend. Not Malik Neighbors. Malik Willis. I'm sorry. I said Malik Neighbors because, again, I'm a Giants fan. Listen, I'm suffering from Giants trauma. Leave me alone. But Malik Willis, yes. Malik Willis is 2-0 with the Packers and led them to a comeback win today against the Jaguars. So I would not sleep. I would not sleep on him there, Pecan. EOS in the chat says that it depends on Willis has played well, then Love was we're not. Yes, ELS just made the point that I did. So sorry, ELS. So, I was responding to Pecan and we both made the same point. Malik Willis again has played very well in relief of Jordan Love. So I don't see how it, and I think they would have a puncher's chance against the Lions. I do, even with Malik Willis, I think they would. And that shows that's the sign of a good team. That's the sign of a good team where you think that even despite losing your starting quarterback, you still got a shot. So there's more to the Packers than just their quarterback. Where again, you look at some other teams. And it's all on the quarterback. It's them or nothing. As we're taking a look at all these Niners injuries, as NBC does some goofy kind of shit with it. But, yeah, they got a lot of injuries. So 2:56 here remaining in the second quarter. Niners about to get the ball back here on a kickoff. And Tolbert kicks the ball. And that's going to land about a yard in the end zone, and the Niners will just kneel on it, get the dynamic touchback, and get the ball at the 30-yard line. Ow. Cracking my neck. So here we go. Oh, we got a flag. Illegal formation on the Cowboys, or they moved early, or whatever the fuck they did. But that's another flag, so now we're up to 12. Hamster commenting that the 49ers had players hurt on the field. And their players getting shot off it. With Ricky Pearsall getting shot in the chest, throw, then kind of just walks to the ambulance like a fucking boss. And then, what was it, week 6 came back? Fucking gangster. Purdy with a handoff here. Big run for the Niners all the way down to the Cowboys, 45. Where's the fucking flag? Waiting for that one. Guarendo with the run right up the Cowboys' endo. Second down here, takes the snap, and again a handoff to Guarendo. And this one, he's going to run it down to the 30.5-yard line. Another first down, as we're going to hit the 2-minute warning, as the Niners in 2 runs have just gashed this Cowboys defense. Guarendo, he's definitely going to be making Kyle Brandt's angry runs on Good Morning Football tomorrow morning, I think. If we're being honest with each other. Pecan in chat says that no one was as tough as Favre. Well, maybe as tough as stealing welfare money and showing his dick to people. He's very tough at that. He was a tough dick picker. Oh, that was the only highlight he has with the Jets. Was just flashing his dick. Good times. Those are more innocent times. More innocent times. Once again, if you are enjoying what you're watching, and if you are, thank you for being just as weird and crazy as I am. Because I don't know how else you're enjoying this. But thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like what you're watching, please hit that like button. Share us around, too. Hit that share button as well. Share us with your family, your friends, your loved ones, people you don't know, people you hate, whatever it is. Share us around. That helps us out as well. Get the stream out there. Let people see this kind of insane stream of conscious rambling that comes from your boy King here. Also, if you're watching along and you're not subscribed yet, remedy that immediately. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously as we get on the road to 200. Help us out here, ladies and gentlemen. It helps. If you want to help us out more directly, however, we do have links for our donation station and our merch store right at the top of the chat, which, by the way, chat's open. Come on and say hi, say hello. We got a bunch of people in there. We got Hamster, we got Pecan, we got ELS. We got lots of people in there. Come on and say hi. Join the conversation. How'd your team do this week? You can do all that. But back to the main point. In that chat, pinned to the top, is the links for our donation station and for our merch store. Again, if you want to help us out, it is very much appreciated. Right now, the leader in the clubhouse is Pecan himself. He's got $15 donated, and that's why he's on the ticker as our top donator. If you want to go ahead and get your name on the ticker, got to do more than 15. But again, any donation is appreciated, and we'll give you a shout out no matter how much you donate. 5 cents is appreciated for me. Trust me. Any little bit that you can give helps us out so much here at Stay Tuned Sports. We cannot thank you enough. As we see Mason go into the locker room, he's going to get checked out. But Guarendo's running really good right now, so maybe the Niners aren't going to miss Mason nearly as much as they thought they would. Guarendo's got 36 yards on 3 rushes, where on 6 rushes, Mason has only 18. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Under center is Purdy. He takes the snap. He's going to toss it to Guarendo, who does bobble it a bit, but brings it down to the 20, 15, down to the 12-yard line. But we have a fucking flag. And they're going to call holding on the 49ers. Hey, big play? Fuck you. You don't get big plays in the NFL. Nobody wants to watch big plays, athletic people doing athletic things. Who wants to see that? They're going to call Kittle for holding. Let's see. Is this legitimate? Oh, are you kidding me? There's so many. Are you kidding me? Because the Cowboy one, I'm like, ugh. They threw the flag. Unbelievable. That's worse than a soccer dive. What a bullshit call. Debo drops the ball. They say incomplete pass here on 1st and 20. Now 2nd and 20 coming up. The referee's really fucking the Niners here in this game. Again, I'm talking kind of from an objective point of view because I don't like either team. I really hate the Niners, and I don't like the Cowboys at all, being a Giants fan. Don't like either of these goddamn teams. But, man, the Niners are getting really fucked on these flags. Again, 13 total flags thrown in this game. So far, again, that's not accepted penalties. That's total flags thrown. Yeah, Hamster, my father said the same thing. Anybody with 2 eyes has said the same thing. The flags are absolutely killing this fucking game so far. The whole game, the NFL game, as it were. It's going to be a pass out here to Guarendo. Way outside. He loses his balance. He gets a couple yards, but it's still going to be 3rd and probably about 15. Coming up here. Pecan talking about the Dodgers in the World Series. Go fuck yourself. Let's go Yankees. And they might have a shot. Again, you got 3 games straight coming up here in the Bronx. Shohei is injured a bit. So we'll see how that goes. Again, you don't want him to be injured. I want the Yankees to play the Dodgers at full strength and try to beat them one-on-one. But it is what it is. So let's see if the Yankees can take advantage of some of the situations there. 3rd and 15. Purdy back. Has time to throw. He's going to be able to dump it off here to Kittle. He's going to be short of the 1st down. And it looks like the Niners are going to have to kick a field goal here, which is just after the way Guarendo was running, and they called another bad holding. It wasn't it was a bad holding call that they called there on Kittle to eliminate that big play down to the 12-yard line. And again, the officials kind of take away a big play from the Niners. Niners had a touchdown called back on what was a very questionable holding call. And again, another big play from the Niners pulled back on a questionable holding call. So here comes Carlson again to try to put at least 3 more up on the board and make it a 4-point game again. Going to be a 44-yard attempt, so 6 yards shorter than his previous made. From the right hash mark, snap, hold, kick is good. So the Niners get 6 on the board, 10-6. Well, they get another 3, making a total of 6. ELS making a flag prediction, as we're at 13 flags currently here in the first half, saying that we might get 25 or more flags thrown tonight. That may happen. Because these are, and not just that, it's not just the amount of flags, which is absurd that we're already up at 13. I believe in the earlier game we had today, the Falcons and Buccaneers game, I believe there was 10 total for the game. It was actually a well-called game. I was impressed. There was not a lot of flags. There was just the flags on obvious things. There was not any declined penalties a lot or any flags that were picked up or ones that you looked at and were like, ooh, that's a bad call, or, oh, it's starting to get too many. It was honestly a very well-called game by the officials. Kudos to them in that Falcons-Buccaneers game. This game, not so much. Pecan likes my don't like either team standpoint, as we have the Cowboys and Niners here. Listen, I'm an old school Giants fan, so I hate the Niners all the way back from my childhood days in the 80s and 90s. And I hate the Cowboys simply because they're the Cowboys. And not only do we have to share a division with them, but even if we didn't, they're the Cowboys. So fuck them. So again, I'm not biased, but I'm not biased through hate, So ELS with another stat in the chat, which I don't want to hear about because fuck the Eagles too. But Jalen Hurts becomes the first quarterback in NFL history to record 3 rushing touchdowns in 3 games. So congratulations, Jalen Hurts. He still can't throw the ball, but it is what it is. ELS reminding us that there were only about 5 flags or so in the Packers game thrown. Kyle Pitts celebrating early and almost cost. Dude, I saw that. They wouldn't show the play down the line. I was like, why won't you show the camera angle from the pylon cam? They didn't show it any time. Now, I still think he was over the line. But I wanted to get that down the line view for, confirmation. And they wouldn't show it. And that was frustrating. Because I was like, why are you hiding something? Do you not have the pylon cam? Did it run out of batteries? We know the pylons have cameras in them. Show the fucking pylon cam. They wouldn't do it. That was annoying. But again, if the Tampa Bay defender, instead, because he seemed to almost think he was carrying it up by his chest, so he went to punch through and kind of punched through the underarm and only knocked the ball out on the backswing. If he had made the effort to hit the ball where it was, as he was carrying it as a loaf of bread on Pitts, it would have been knocked out early. Fumbled kick by the Cowboys. And that's going to get returned up to about the 33-yard line. And that is where the Cowboys will take over with 1:24 left here, as they have 2 timeouts remaining. As the Cowboys only, a game and a half up on the Giants, as the Dallas is 3-3, the Giants are 2-5. As the Cowboys have had a bye week, the Giants have not. Arizona and Seattle both at 4-4 in the NFC West. The Rams 3-4, as are the Niners in this game 3-4, looking to get to 4-4 and pull even with just about everybody except the Rams, who had a bye in the NFC West. That's going to be a catch on first down, 2nd and 3 from the 40-yard line. Coming up for the Cowboys, and Dak in shotgun, takes a snap, back, looks to throw, throws down the field, almost intercepted. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 3, coming up for the Cowboys, 1:04 left here in the second. Hamster agreeing with me in his share of the hate between the Cowboys and Niners, doesn't like either one of them. That gets a thumbs up from your old boy King here. So 1:04 left here now in the second. 3rd and 3. Dak back, looking to throw. Steps up but hit as he throws. That's going to be incomplete. Some of the San Francisco players were hoping that it might have been a fumble, but instead it is indeed an incomplete pass, as Dak was smushed as he threw the ball. But the Cowboys are going to have to punt. Niners got some timeouts here, so maybe they can make something happen here at the very end. Pecan let us know that he pretends to like Dak around his family because they all went to Mississippi State. So, and let's face facts, Mississippi State was only relevant when Dak was there. Fair catch at the 15. No flag for pass catch interference. Fair catch interference is what I meant to say. I swear to Christ, I'm not drunk. I had one drink. Am I at that age now where I get drunk on one drink? I don't know. I've been fumbling my words all day today. Again, I had a very long day yesterday at the big HVAC watching Notre Dame Fighting Irish take on the U.S. Naval Academy. Notre Dame with a 51-14 win over previously unbeaten and ranked Navy. Notre Dame got bumped up to number 8 in the AP poll today. So good for the Irish. But again, long day yesterday. It was a little bit hoarse, screaming for all those touchdowns that Notre Dame did score yesterday. Me and your good friend Jimbo were there at the game. Was fun. It was a fun day. But again, recovering here a little bit. So a little bit slurriness. Interesting non-call there. It looks like maybe, did he not touch him? That's very close. But here we go from the 17-yard line. Purdy back, looks, pulls it down. He's going to run it himself. He's going to run it all the way up to the 30-yard line and gets out of bounds. 45 seconds left. Niners still have all 3 timeouts, 1st and 10. Purdy making it work with his legs. Oh, his knee was down in bounds. And they have to start running that clock. Replay assist is going to go ahead and say it was down in bounds. So because of that, to save the time, San Francisco was going to take the timeout at the 45-second mark. I guess there might have been probably a 10-second runoff or whatever. But instead, San Francisco takes the timeout, first timeout. They have 2 remaining. As they look to do something here at the end of the second quarter to try and get right back within striking distance of the Cowboys. As the Cowboys, again, they will get the ball first in the second half. They put 2 seconds back on the clock after the timeout. 47 seconds is what remains now in the second quarter. Purdy in shotgun. Takes the snap. Back. Looks. Throws across the middle. That's going to be caught by Kittle. Kittle's going to get up to the 50. Down to the 45. Down at the 40. And tackled at the 40-yard line. As the Niners will go ahead and take their second timeout. So Niners down to 1 timeout, 39 seconds left here in the second quarter. Yeah, there was a moment there where it looked like maybe Mississippi State could actually fight for the SEC title that year. Like, it was looking like, man, this is a Mississippi State team. Oh, maybe they got a pull side. I mean, and, unfortunately, for every SEC team that isn't either Alabama, Auburn, LSU, or Georgia, it all kind of fell apart for them. But SEC is kind of like the English Premier League. You have, like, the big 4, and that's it. And it's all them. And maybe you rotate one lesser team into the top 4 or 5 every couple of years. But it's always like Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Liverpool. So that's like your top 5 there. Purdy throws incomplete pass here on 1st and 10. That takes 5 seconds off the clock as we're down to 34 seconds now. On National Tight Ends Day, Kyle Pitts had 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cade Cocknotton had 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. Travis had 90 yards and a touchdown thanks to the Tay Voodoo, apparently, according to the wife, who's a big Swiftie, Taylor Swift, during one of her songs talking about one of the things about the song, she did a touchdown sign kind of in reference to Travis Kelce, and now Travis Kelce scored in the first time in 13 games, got a touchdown. So Taylor Swift fans are insane is basically the end of the story there. Here on 2nd and 10, Purdy tries to throw the ball. It gets fumbled but recovered by the center or the guard, somebody. But either way, 3rd down coming up here, 26 seconds left. As Purdy, are they going to call that a fumble? The arm was moving forward. Technically. Or is that going to be the new anti-tuck rule thing that they put in? You never know. Is that what we're looking at now? Is that what the officials are looking at? Because we seem to have we're getting constant replays of this. Is this going to be a replay assist or something? Again, nope. The Niners have taken a timeout. It's their last timeout. 26 seconds left. Third and a fucking long ways. 3rd and 17 coming up here for the Niners. They got to get some kind of yardage. Trips right for Purdy. He steps back. Looks, steps up into the pocket, throws down the field. That is going to be caught. Nope, they say incomplete. 4th and 17. I thought he caught it. Let's see. Let's look at the replay. Yeah, nope. Through the hands of Conley. So 4th and 17, 20 seconds left. The Niners are going to have to punt. Wasted opportunity for the Niners, as they are still going to remain down 4 points, and the Cowboys will get the ball back. Probably kneel on it as they get the ball first in the second half. Oh, I never gave the Niners back to football, so the Cowboys get it back. That's my fault. As that punt is going to go down to the 2-yard line. Down there, 10 seconds left. Niners struggling on offense here. And indeed, the Cowboys just kneel on it. That's going to run out the clock as we have reached halftime here in Santa Clara. The Cowboys, 10. The Niners, 6. Oh, I thought the Cowboys were receiving the second half kickoff. Didn't the Niners get it first? Wow, boy, I'm fucking retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, stupid. I can't say that word. Oh, I'm saying that about myself. I am stupid. Either way, Niners will receive the second half kickoff. So, either way, don't cancel me. Don't cancel me for saying the R word. There we go. Interesting start to this game. Not very offensively explosive. Again, only 16 points scored. The Niners, again, having problems on offense. As we get to see, as we're seeing some highlights here of, again, just an incredible, insane finish in Landover, Maryland. The Maryland Miracle, as some are calling it. I don't know if anybody's calling it that, but I have. So, there you go. ELS giving us some highlights from around the world of sports and college basketball. Duke beat Arizona State 103-47. Gee, I didn't think Arizona State's basketball team would be that bad. I'm a Duke fan, so I don't care. So I know someone's going to ask me why am I a Duke fan and I live in New Jersey. I don't live in North Carolina. Why would I like Duke? Bobby Hurley. There you go. There's your answer. Bobby Hurley. Especially around this area with St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City. All the Hurleys were big in Jersey City. So honestly, if you know anybody from New Jersey, they're big Hurley fans, and wherever they go, again, seeing what the Hurleys are doing up there at UConn, back-to-back national championships. You see, and Bobby Hurley again with his time there with Duke, and yeah. So that's why. Big Duke fan since I was a kid. And I remember Hurley playing with Duke there when they were winning Final Fours and being in the finals, against teams like Arkansas. Remember when Arkansas was good at basketball? Arkansas, UNLV, all those guys, they used to be good, yeah. Yeah, Hampstead. I'm with you. I didn't know college ball started already. I thought that was coming up a little bit later. I thought that came in like November, like where you had like the Midnight Madness and shit start. So I had no idea that it even started. So, but apparently it has. Here we are. College basketball season has started as we start our March till March, and that's going to be the next big thing after football's done, of course. Once football's done, then it gets a little quiet. Then you got March Madness, and then, of course, the NHL playoffs start. For some people, the NBA playoffs start. Again, not a big NBA guy or basketball guy necessarily. I like college ball, and again, I like March Madness. So maybe we'll do some watch-alongs there for March Madness as well. Like I said, we got lots of stuff going on still here at States Tuned Sports, even once football ends. So make sure you hit that notification bell and hit all settings so you know whenever we go live or whenever we drop another video, whatever the case is. Make sure you know that. By the way, if you're watching us, thank you so very much for doing so. Again, you have no idea how much we appreciate your support and your viewership and your eyeballs. Thank you so much for your eyeballs. They're fantastic. I'm your boy King hanging out with you here. If you like what you're watching or even listening to, even if you have us on as background noise, that's fine. I got the smooth, dulcet tones that can help you go to sleep. Except when I yell and the referees, when they do some dumb fucking shit. That'll wake you up. So maybe it's not the best for background noise, but no, maybe I'll do some ASMR. I remember I used to do ASMR early on in the season. Little NFL ASMR. He steps back to throw. Oh, what a deep pass. We could do that. Yeah, Hampstead letting us know that college basketball officially starts on November 4th, as he Googled it. ELS is saying, it's an exhibition game. Who gives a shit? Come on, ELS. We don't care about exhibition games here. We care about games that matter. Come on. I was like, oh man, I thought Arizona State had a better team than that. They're a Big 12 team. Big 12 basketball got fucking blown out by Duke like that? No way. Absolutely, it was a charity. Who did they play? Like the 50-year-old alumni of Arizona State? Like, what the fuck happened? Did they just not give a shit? Like, what was that? That's no. It's a funny score, but it's only a funny score if the game mattered. As an exhibition, it's kind of a who gives a shit. That's like that would be like the Giants blowing out the Ravens. 52-14 in a preseason game. Funny score, but who gives a shit? Oh, I love you, ELS. Listen, ELS, we love you. We love you here. Don't take that. We're just having some fun. Just having some fun. It's no big deal. Oh. And again, I know they're talking about how the Bears failed on this. Listen, anybody who grew up back in the day, we had Chris Berman and I'm not saying not Keith Jackson. Who was it? It was last name. Why can't I remember his name? God, getting old sucks, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that. But the biggest thing that you always learned on a deep pass, on a Hail Mary pass, if it's up in the air, what do? Knock it down. You got to knock down that pass. And instead, it got tipped up. And when you do that, you just you invite this kind of mayhem. And again, Washington took advantage of it. And they got the win on an absolute insane last play Hail Mary that is going to go a long way in not just securing maybe Rookie of the Year for Jaden Daniels, but I think this puts him squarely at the top of MVP consideration. 1,000%. I think this puts him right there. Yeah, I saw they just showed it there. How he was like already celebrating, dancing around, being like, ha ha, we won, dance. All right, well, you dance your ass back to the locker room, son bitch. That's why you never celebrate too early. That's why I love seeing that stuff, and that's why, honestly, uh, freezing cold takes at Old Takes Exposed exists on Twitter, and thank God it does. Thank God it does. That is one of the greatest accounts in the history of Twitter, in the history of social media. Just letting us know. Just checking out on some X things here. Frank's yelling about something now. We got some Bears fans lamenting, or former Bears themselves. Kyle Long himself lamenting here on Twitter, saying that was worse than the double doink. That was avoidable. Was that here? And indeed it was. Like I said, that's the oldest thing in the world. You know, if there's a Hail Mary, if it's up there, knock it down. If it's the ball's in the air, knock it down. It's the easiest way to make sure that you don't get it. Some news here about Mason for the 49ers. He is questionable to return tonight with a shoulder injury. Oh, is this Frank the Tank losing his mind about the Dolphins? I gotta hear this. You're gonna listen to this with me too. All right, everybody. Let's see. How did Frank the Tank from Barstool? Again, I've known Frank the Tank for 25 years now. So seeing him have the success that he's having at Barstool is actually pretty cool for me to see him have this. But I got to see, how is he freaking out? Is this about the Dolphins game? I got to hear this.
I'm so fucking sick of this. I want the house clean.
I love it. Frank losing his mind is treasure, except when he does it for the Devils. As you know, being a Devils fan, I hate seeing that. I do. He annoys me when it comes to the Devils. ELS referencing the fact of the Bears cornerback there who was dancing right before the Hail Mary, saying that he was listening to Urinating Trees live stream, saying that he declared it the LOL cow of the year. Which, yeah, you have to. You can't dance and then lose. And I don't know why guys never figure this out. Don't dance when if there's still a chance for you to lose. Until the clock hits 0, don't dance. Until you cross the goal line, don't celebrate. Kyle Pitts. Don't do it. Do the thing first, then celebrate. You got to do the thing first. You got to finish. Winning a football game is like sex. Until you finish, you haven't done anything. That's just a fact of life. All right, give me a second here. I'm going to make myself a nice cup of Joe to kind of counteract the Jägermeister I've been having here. And I'm going to jump right back on here with you before the second half starts. I hit the wrong mute button. Son of a monkey shit. I thought I hit unmute. In fact, I hit the mute button next to my mute button. So I hit the second mute button, which I wasn't supposed to hit. So here I was just speaking along to myself, which I do a lot anyway because I think I have a mental problem. But well, here's the thing: talking to yourself doesn't make you crazy. If you answer yourself, you might want to check with a doctor. Thank you, ELS, for the heads up, though, that I was muted. Thank you. But here we are getting ready for the second half to start. The Cowboys are going to go ahead and kick off, as I had thought that they were going to get the second half kick. I could have sworn I thought the 49ers had the kickoff in the first half. But apparently I was super wrong, which is not the first time that's ever happened and certainly won't be the last. But here come the Cowboys with the kickoff, and this is going to be... What the fuck happened there? Did that not make the landing zone? Is that the first kick I've ever seen that didn't make the landing zone? So, yeah, the ball goes to the 40. Yeah, no, the ball didn't make it to the 20. It bounced at the 22. It's got to be at least to the 20. That's the landing zone. So the ball short of the 20. And the Niners get the ball on the 40-yard line. Purdy under center. He's going to hand it off here to Guerrero. And that's going to be a loss of about a half a yard. Second and long 10 or second and 11, depending on where they decide to spot this ball. Jump right back up to the line. Purdy takes the snap under center. Looking to pass. Now he's going to pull it down and run it. Puts his head down, and they're going to call him short. I thought he crossed the first down marker. Again, the officials with a terrible, terrible spot. Hamster letting us know in the chat that he thinks he wants... What do we have? Another flag here. Too many men on the field for the Cowboys. So starting with 2 flags on 3 plays to start the second half, and we're already up to 15 flags for the game. So again, just to answer Hamster, 3rd and 1 coming up here for the 49ers. Hamster saying, I probably need the Cowboys to win so they won't be even more desperate against the Falcons next week, as Hamster is a big Falcons fan. I don't think it matters whether the Cowboys are desperate or not. I don't know if the Cowboys are just simply that good. And if the Falcons have one of their good games next week against the Cowboys, the Falcons should win. 3rd and 1, that's going to be a sneak and a first down here for Brock Purdy and the Niners. Fresh set of downs for the Niners as they have now crossed midfield. Easy first down for Purdy, as it should have been a first down anyway. But I digress. Referees suck. We all know it. 1st and 10 from the Cowboys, 46.5-yard line. And that's going to be caught by Kittle. Big run down to the 20, down to 15, down to the 10, down to the 5. Did he step out? I think they said he stepped out at around the 4. And that's going to be 1st and goal for the Niners. Surprised there's not a flag to put it back. Big play from Kittle. So from the 4 now, 1st and goal. Purdy under center. Use check in motion. Hand off to Gwendo. Are they going to call him in? Waiting for an official sign. They do. Touchdown, 49ers. As they now take a 2-point lead on the Cowboys, 12-10. Will they go for two? Nope, they're going to go for one and make it just a 3-point game. Ow, I punched the mic again. It's been a while since I did that, but I have indeed started punching the mic again. Snap, hold, kick up is good. And it is now 13-10. The Niners lead against the Cowboys. Just what the Niners needed on their first drive of the second half to go ahead and grab that lead right back from the Cowboys. 13-10, Niners, Cowboys, here on Sunday Night Football. Thank you so much for watching us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, hanging out with you here. If you like what you're watching, go ahead and hit that like button. Why not? It helps us out. Also, if you like what you're watching, I think others might like what you're watching as well and be like, hey, here's this goofy motherfucker. He says a lot of shit that's bad. Says a lot of shit that's probably wrong. But he's entertaining. Why not? Hit that share button. Share us around. Friends, family, perfect strangers, people you might know, people you don't know, people you like, people you hate. Share us around. All are welcome here. And of course, if you're watching us and are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. In the chat, Josh the Great said, I did not expect the 49ers to be losing right now, if I'm being honest. And then says, I'll take that back because the Niners now are indeed winning 13-10. So Josh with a little bit of the reverse curse there. I guess if you're a Niners fan or if you're a Cowboys fan with the double curse. Again, maybe a little bit of the touching the money moment there. As you said, I didn't expect the Niners to be losing. Oops! They're not. So, flip those expectations. Just like, what's his name? What's the never mind. I was going to have a good joke there, and then I'm too stupid to remember because I got a bad brain. And I got early onset Alzheimer's. So, what are you going to do? But thank you again for joining us here. If you want to help us out more directly, by the way, we do have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the chat. It's pinned to the top of the chat, so you can go ahead and check that out real quick. Again, any amount of donation is, of course, appreciated. We'll get you a shout out. Right now, the current leader in the clubhouse when it comes to donations is Pecan. He's got himself $15 donated to the show. If you want to get your name on a ticker, go ahead and donate more than $15. But like I said, any and all donations are indeed appreciated. We'll get you a shout out here on the show. And of course, the merch store is open and available. Lots of stuff in there. More stuff being added all the time. I think tonight is a perfect opportunity to remind you that we have our Washington football team of Redskin Commander shirt available in our store right now. So if you're a big Washington fan or you just hate the Bears, go ahead and check out that Washington football team of Redskin Commander shirt over in our merch store. Cowboys here on the kickoff return. Going to get it down to about the, I can't see exactly where the yard marker is. I'm going to say about the 34-yard line. And ELS in the chat now letting us know that Pillsbury has hot cocoa rolls, kind of in the vein of a cinnamon roll, available. As if I didn't have diabetes enough, ELS. Are you trying to fucking kill me with these Pillsbury hot chocolate rolls? Instead of hot cinnamon buns, it's hot chocolate buns. Which, I was never adverse to some nice hot chocolate buns. Oh, is that a forward pass? Was that a flag on that play? Indeed, they did call a flag, so I'm a little late on that. I didn't see that. I was too busy looking at chocolate fucking buns. So 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. And that's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage there, which is at the 11-yard line. Let me put my 16 there. Sorry, I had the flag thing still up. There we go. So 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the Cowboys. Dak in shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws to CD Lamb out in the flat, and he's going to get about 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3 coming up here for the Cowboys. By the way, Tyreek Stevenson, the Bears player we saw dancing on that last Hail Mary play against Washington, has indeed posted, and I'll get to that right after this snap. On 3rd and 4 is the official count here for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott rolling out to his left, looking, throws down the field. Intercepted! Did he come down in bounds? The refs are saying indeed he did, and that is an interception. Dak's 2nd of the game. They're going to take a look at it, as all turnovers are, but right now it's listed as a Niners interception, the 2nd one of the game for Dak. And this one could be costly. Let's see. Goes up, catches it. Yep, elbow down, everything. Yep, that's a good pick. Oh, no. Yep, elbow down, shoulder down, knee then down. All of it down is in bounds. Hamster asking me in the chat, are the Giants going to win tomorrow? Fucking no. Not a fucking chance. Never going to happen. Even if Broncos Russell Wilson shows up, the Giants offense has to play against that Steelers defense. So the Giants might score negative points. I don't know if that's even physically possible, but the Giants might find a way. 1st and 10, Brock Purdy back, looks, throws to Guarendo, and Guarendo's going to get it down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Niners. Getting back to the Tyreek Stevenson tweet here. Again, Tyreek Stevenson was the player seen dancing before the Hail Mary play against Washington for Chicago. Says, to Chicago and my teammates, my apologies for lack of awareness and focus. The game ain't over till zeros hit the clock. Can't take anything for granted. Notes taken. Improvement will happen. Hashtag bear down. Brock Purdy here on 1st and 10. Passes out to his right side, and that's going to be good for about 3 yards from Debo, as he looks like he's getting put in a fucking guillotine choke. 2nd down and 7. Oh, Hamster, I see that you said in the chat. I just went over what Tyreek Stevenson did say, and yeah. So again, at least he understands it. At least he didn't try to cover it up. At least And again, I don't know if that's him saying that, or if he was told to post that, or what the case is. But at least it shows a little bit of awareness. 2nd and 7 to Debo out of the backfield. Debo's trying to break away a little bit, doesn't quite get there. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 now coming up from the 13-yard line here for the Niners. I haven't seen any of the comments on it yet. Again, it's kind of a screenshot here from Tyreek Stevenson. Let me go ahead if I can find it. I will post that here for... So here we go, 3rd and 3. Brock back to throw. He's going to pull it down and run it himself. He gets it. Gets to about the 6.5-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for the Niners. Okay, Tyreek Stevenson again. I found a tweet here, and as we see from some people, I appreciate this. Tough moment, learn and grow. Somebody else said, shut the fuck up. Somebody else said, you were a real one for that. Someone said, actual crazy maturity to own up to it. Somebody else says, got to give it to you. You got to give it all for 60 minutes. I'm sorry, I appreciate for you owning it. Someone says, got to be better, man. First and goal coming up here for Purdy. End around to Debo as he's going to pull it up. Gets to about the 2.5 yard line, maybe 3. They're spotting it at the 3. So second and goal from the 3 yard line coming up here for the Niners. More comments under Tyreek Stevenson's post. Don't worry, you'll be cut when you wake up tomorrow. Be accountable for your actions says a lot. I appreciate this big time. Thanks for the accountability. Learn and grow. You were the Commander's best player today. Was another one. So it's a lot of good ones, and then you have the couple of ones where they're just saying, go F yourself, dude. So it's a decent mix of positive and go fuck yourselves. Handoff here on second and goal from the 3, and it gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no further. Kyle Juszczyk on the carry. Third and goal from the 3, coming up again for the 49ers. Niners have the 6th lowest red zone offense touchdown rate this season in the NFL. As we said, they've struggled a lot. A lot of it has to do with injuries. A lot of it may, they have had a lot. But they need to score here. Again, Purdy throws, touchdown, Kittle. And there's a ton of flags coming out. They're going to say pass interference. So no touchdown. Are they going to see pass interference because of a pick? What are they saying? I don't understand. Let's see. Or let's see if they got replay review here. Let's see. What are they going to call here? They're trying to say it was a pick. They're saying no foul, and it is indeed a touchdown. But the flag was still thrown, so it gets counted. Go fuck yourself, officials. But it is indeed a touchdown for the Niners. So the Niners are they didn't capitalize on Dak's first interception, but they do here. And now the Niners are an extra point away from getting a 10-point lead on the Dallas Cowboys. Hamster letting us know in the chat that the rest might have been paid off tonight. LOL. But hey, listen, at least they got the review assist there on the thrown flags to be like, hey, that wasn't pass interference. It wasn't a pick. It's fine. And corrected the call. So here comes the extra point attempt. Snap, hold, kick up is good. And that's a 20-10 lead now for the Niners as they scored on their opening drive, intercepted Dak on his, and now we're able to capitalize and get a touchdown. Off of that interception. And just like that, coming out of half, the Cowboys had a 10-6 lead, and they now have a 20-10 deficit. Will Dak be able to go ahead and lead a bit of a comeback and a scoring drive on this next Dallas possession? We'll see. Again, my name is King, and you're watching Stay Tuned Sports as we watch along here to Sunday Night Football. As we do every single Sunday night, we do it every single Monday night, and we do it every single Thursday night as well, along with some day games. Today's day game was the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which Atlanta was able to go ahead and pull out the win 31-26, a 5-point win for Atlanta. And exciting. We also do all Giants and Eagles games. Usually if Jimbo's around, we will do an Eagles game. And we will also do every Giants game, even though they do suck. But the Giants are my team, so I will suffer along with them. And you get to watch my misery and watch me just be tortured by my favorite football team, which is kind of masochistic of you, I must say. But hey, if it gets eyeballs on me, so be it. In this day and age of social media fame, I guess, being a football masochist, there are worse ways to go ahead and make money. This is basically like football OnlyFans for people who like watching other people be miserable about their football teams. So, if you're a Browns fan and want to say, hey, I want to feel better about myself, come watch me be miserable with my Giants tomorrow, Monday night, as they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. ELS says, I'm looking for one of my friend's fantasy football teams. He needs another Kittle TD to win this week. Let's see what else. He's down by 6.7 points. If Kittle can get some yards and maybe a touchdown, he can get a big one. Well, Kittle's already got a big touchdown here now. He needs another one. And it is National Tight Ends Day, so you never, ever know. Pecan said no in chat. I don't know what that was in reference to. But, okay, I'll go with it. No. Josh in the chat. I've lost all 3 of my league games today. It said, it's fantasy football with all the injuries that have happened. Like, fantasy football really is a crapshoot. It really is. There's nobody out there who's a fantasy football expert because you never know how every player is going to play going in every year, week to week even. Who's going to get injured, who's not. Like, this whole idea of there being fantasy football gurus are, Oh, Pecan, you were talking about the Cowboys making a comeback, whether I said if they can make the comeback or not, and you said no to that. Good bait. We'll see. Dak might fuck it up. It's certainly possible. Cowboys get a return here up to the 26-yard line. Does Turpin. And again, more pushing, shoving, chirping from the Cowboys and Niners players. I like Pecan. I really do love Pecan. Pecan's one of my favorite commenters in here. Which, by the way, the chat is open. If you're watching along and not in the chat, what are you doing? Come on in. Join in. Great conversation in here. Let us know how your team did this weekend, how you think they're doing overall, what you think the future of your team is going to be this season as we're approaching the halfway point of this 2024 NFL season. Dak Prescott from the 26-yard line in shotgun takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Zeke Elliott, and Zeke's going to get all the way up to the 32-yard line. And that's where he's going to get stopped. So 2nd down and 4 coming up here for the Cowboys. As I have a nice sip of wonderful Tim Hortons coffee. Dak in shotgun again on 2nd and 4. Steps back, gets pressured, throws well over the head of Ferguson, his tight end. That's going to be incomplete, and 3rd and 4 now upcoming for the Cowboys. Josh the Great says that the Saints' future first-round pick looks great. Which one is that? You got to tell me which college team you're talking about, because I don't know who is that. Is that either Travis Hunter or Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, who seem to be the consensus, either 1 or 2 or 2 and 1, whichever way they go in the draft right now. As we stand here, Dak Prescott getting pressured here on 3rd and 4. Trying to escape, looks, throws to the sidelines, incomplete, and that's going to be 4th and 4, and the Cowboys are going to have to punt. And all of a sudden, the Niners looking very strong here, 6:20 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. As Bosa and his big, strong arms, as my wife likes to point out every single time she sees him, chasing down Dak. Josh is just saying that they're losing a bunch, so they're going to have a top 5 pick, the Saints are. And, the way it's going, it's possible. But you never know. They can have a late season surge and kind of ruin the top of the draft pick. I don't know. Return on the punt here for the 49ers. They make up some good yardage there. As we're looking again at broadcasting legend Jim Donovan, unfortunately passed away this week. Looked to be, what was he, 68, unfortunately, passed away. 68's very young to be going this day and age. So, there we go. Pecan letting us know that he would love to take Shedeur Sanders on the Saints. Josh saying probably Hunter, though. But to be honest, again, ELS saying, Pecan, I agree with you. Well, you take Shador or Hunter. Listen, I'd take either one. And again, I don't know if Shador Sanders is going to fit in the NFL. He's super talented. But, there is the attitude problem. There's a lot of that goes along with it, too. I'm only going to choose like 5 teams that I want to play with. And that becomes a whole big thing. However, if you get Travis Hunter, I think whoever gets Travis Hunter, I think that's the gold right there. I think Travis Hunter is a better and higher draft pick than Shador Sanders. Personally, Travis Hunter is an absolute revelation on both sides of the ball. And maybe he does that in the NFL. I don't know. Maybe in the NFL you try to force him to only play one side. But my God, is that guy good. Josh letting us know that he doesn't think the coaching is smart enough to win games even late in the season for the Saints, but dumb enough to try to. Well, look what happened to the Texans. They were firing Lovie Smith. Everybody knew Lovie was getting fired. Lovie knew he was getting fired. And he won the last game of the year, which knocked the Texans out of the number 1 spot to get the number 2 spot. And the Bears had the number 1 spot. They then traded with Carolina, with Carolina taking that top spot, and they took Bryce Young, which left C.J. Stroud for the Texans. Now, if the Texans had the number 1 spot, they might have taken Bryce Young. So, in a sense, Lovie Smith saved the Texans from themselves. So, sometimes doing that can actually help you out and save you from making a bad pick. Matt Eberflus, channeling his inner Mia Khalifa, saying that when you lose a game like that, it's a tough one to swallow. And indeed, it might be. Next week on Sunday Night Football, you got the Indianapolis Colts and Minnesota Vikings. Will Joe Flacco be starting that game? If you're a Colts fan, you certainly hope so. Especially after, apparently, Anthony Richardson took himself out of the game in the third quarter for being tired. So 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line is going to pitch out to Guarendo, and he's going to get it down to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Niners. So here we go. 2nd and 6. I'm just looking at some tweets. I'll get to that in a moment. Purdy's going to pull it down. He's going to run it himself down to the 45-yard line where he is downed. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Just checking out here. Pat McAfee, a big Colts supporter, obviously, says here, I had never seen an NFL quarterback tap out while still being healthy until watching Anthony Richardson. The QB is your franchise. The message it sends is loud and influential. And a lot of people had this same take on here. First and 10 for the Niners from the 45. Purdy's going to play action this one. He's going to throw down the field. It is open to Kittle down to the 28-yard line. And the Niners all of a sudden have found their fucking groove, and they are fucking in that groove. They have found a fuck groove. And they are thrusting deep into the Cowboys' end area. I'm stupid, and I want to thank everybody so much for watching this stupid stuff here on Stay Tuned Sports. Again, I'm your boy King. Thank you so much for watching us here. Josh the Great in the chat says, Lovie Smith tried to bring the Texans down with him and instead brought them up. That's what I'm saying. And C.J. Stroud was the start of the rebuild and has been a tremendous building block in the Texans. As long as they hold on to him, I think we'll be good. No matter how, again, and they're still not done with the rebuild. 2nd down here I'm sorry, that was first down. They gained of 3 yards, and now it'll be second down and about 7 coming up here for the Niners. People underneath that tweet from McAfee, again, talking about Anthony Richardson taking himself out of the game for being out of breath. I'm done with this experiment. He's not the answer, Pat. Even if he was, there's no way he could be healthy for a full season. Trade for Justin Fields. You were wrong about this quarterback, bro. Flacco needs to start. Not everybody can hit on QBs of the future. Colts certainly didn't. He's one of the worst starting quarterbacks I've ever seen. Yeah, so, I mean, Anthony Richardson is not making any fans here. 2nd and 7. Play is stopped before any snap. And the Niners are going to go ahead and take a timeout as the play clock was running down. They still had 3 seconds on there. But they go ahead and call a timeout. So down to 2 timeouts here in the second half. As we still have 3:18 in the third quarter. Which, by the way, if you're sinking along and watching with us, that's where we are, 3:18. As we're seeing a fresh dog food commercial from the farmer's dog. And a bunch of good boys. What a bunch of good boys! Pecan agreeing that Dallas is indeed receiving that thrusting as the Niners have found their fuck groove. So, as anybody knows, when you find that fuck groove, I mean, there's very little that can stop that fuck groove once you get that fuck groove going. So, and it looks like the Niners have found their fuck groove, and the Cowboys are going to be unable to resist the groove that is happening right now from the Niners. Brock Purdy in shotgun takes the snap back. He throws it to Guerrero as he is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down coming up here for the 49ers. Now, see, here's the problem, is that Deshaun Watson tried to find a fuck groove, but he tried to do it against, other people against their will. And that's not anything you want to do. See, the Cowboys have also been trying to find their fuck groove, but they're unable to find the groove in which they can fuck in a groovy fashion. Whereas the Niners have been able to find their fuck groove. And they're fucking up the Cowboys' fuck groove, too. So there's a lot of fuck grooves happening right now. The Cowboys one is unsuccessfully grooving, but the Niners definitely grooving in the fuck zone. And there we go. There's another one. Deebo Samuel with the catch down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal for the Niners as, again, they continue into the groove. ELS just kind of changed the subject. Anyway, I can see the Cowboys look like trash. I'm happy. I love you, ELS, man. You're awesome. I really do. Pecan in the chat. Dallas is reaching for their ankles. And they are indeed, at this point, presenting in a not-so-flattering fashion. So stupid. Thank you for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Here goes Purdy. Going to hand it off to Guerrero. Bounces off the line of scrimmage. Gets a yard gain. 2nd and goal from the 8 coming up here for the Niners. Hamster saying this reminds him of the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys. That is certainly a possibility. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Again, we love and accept all lifestyles here on Stay Tuned Sports. So, however, maybe not so much the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys, but more like Let's Go to Prison. Which, by the way, great and funny movie from Dak Shepard. I don't know if anybody's even watched that. Great movie. End around here to Deebo. Juszczyk, lead blocker. And does not help, though. Cowboys are able to stop Deebo before he gets in there. Gets to about, I want to say, the 3 here on 3rd and goal. But we have an injured Cowboy on the ground. Amani Arawari. Oh, I do love Wawa. Wawa's so good. They got good sandwiches at Wawa. Pecan says, show got a Purdy mouth, but that kind of implies that Brock is the one taking the groove. Where instead, I believe it is Brock who's giving the groove, as it were. So, if we're talking about who's grooving right now, I'd definitely go with Purdy's doing more of the grooving and wouldn't be so much having the Purdy mouth of taking the grooving, where he is giving the grooving. Unless Purdy is making a pun about himself, in which he's saying, you've got a Purdy mouth because his name is Purdy. And then he's saying that they have a Purdy mouth because maybe Purdy is in his mouth because Purdy's doing the grooving. Maybe. Maybe that's the breakdown we have of this. I'm not sure. This is the dumbest conversation I think I've ever had in my life. And I started it. It's my fault. It is absolutely 100% my fault. And I apologize for that for everybody who's watching. Thank you so much for watching, though, if you are. And you're still sticking around. Thank you so very much. Because God is this stupid. But thank you so much. Again, my name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. If you do like what you're watching, and I'm not sure how you do, whatever you do, please give us a like, share us around, and of course, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. ELS in the chat says, live from Dallas, Jerry Jones decided to blow out Mike McCarthy, losing another game. But he said Mike McCarthy will coach next week. He decided to blow out Mike McCarthy. What are you implying, ELS? I'm trying to get away from this conversation. Again, I started it. I know it's my fault, but I am trying to get away from it. Pecan with just an LOL in the chat as this thing is starting to spiral here on us. As again, well, getting later here at night, 10:46 here on the East Coast. Again, out in California, it's going to be what? It's 7:46 right now. So still early in the evening out there. If you're a West Coaster, if you're on the East Coast here again, we're approaching the 11 p.m. hour. As we go ahead and see Jerry Jones up in his box. Not happy. As I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be happy. 3rd and goal. 48 seconds left remaining here in the third quarter. Niners looking to go ahead and pile on here. 8 plays, 73 yards on this drive. Clock is running, 40 seconds. Purdy, he's going to try to sneak it in himself. They're going to say, touchdown, Brock Purdy. And the San Francisco, by way of Santa Clara, 49ers. Where does any part of Purdy... I miss seeing that. We'll see. Are they reviewed? I mean, all scoring plays are reviewed. So let's see here. Where does Purdy go down and where's the ball? Elbows down there. Okay, where's the ball? Is it across that we can't see from that angle? Okay, so here we go. And elbows down. If the elbow's down there, the ball looks like it. There's part of the ball that might be right on the line. But they okayed it. The kick is up and it is good. 27-10, the 49ers have a 17-point lead on the Cowboys with 36 seconds left here in the third quarter. Hamster letting us know about falling back, baby. Back to the standard time, which should just be standard time, by the way. Get rid of daylight savings. End that shit. One time for everybody. Standard fucking time. When we switch these clocks back, let's not spring fucking forward. Can we? God damn it. It's my rant of the year there. But yes, so at this time of night where it is already 10:48, it will be 9:48 instead. And I don't care, people are going to say, well, it's going to get dark too early, or it's... I don't care. I don't care. Let's just leave the time once. One time. Just keep it like before. Pecan trying to say the Cowboys are knocking on that booty door. And you're not too far off, man. I think the Cowboys are slowly approaching Booty Cheeks 5 territory. If I'm going to be honest, it's getting close. It's getting close. And if we have an illegal procedure kick out of bounds here on the 49ers, so the Cowboys will get the ball out of the 40 as well. So we've had 2 kick-off penalties here. We've had a kick that did not reach the landing zone, and we've also now had illegal procedure kick out of bounds on the 49ers. So Cowboys, good field position here on this drive to try to get the ball and get the score back to within reason. Trying to get within 10 points here with a touchdown. From the 40-yard line, Dak calling out protections to his line. Steps back into shotgun. Turpin in motion. It's going to be a handoff here to Cook, and Cook's going to get about 4 yards on the carry. 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Cowboys. ELS in the chat says, live from Chicago, Matt Eberflus decides to throw his full defense into a jail cell. He said that the Bears will find a new whole defense to play with next week. Do you want to play for the Bears? Come out for tryouts. And there we go. It is indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the end of the third quarter. You know what that means. I know, you know, we all know. Get the 4s up, because it's the fourth quarter here in Santa Clara, California. The Niners, 27. The Cowboys, 10. Here on Sunday Night Football. Again, you're watching Stay Tuned Sports. I'm your boy, King. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, the other thing I wanted to check with the countdown. Let's go back to the countdown set here. Again, it's blank. That's fine. You can still hear me. That's fine. I wanted to see how I have my top 12 and how that changed. Again, the Chiefs struggled with the Raiders actually a little bit today, but they won. So as long as you win, you're 7-0. I'm not going to move the Chiefs off the top spot. That's my own personal prerogative. That's how I do my top power rankings. I know if you don't like it or not. Hey, listen, you can comment and say how you would have your power rankings. ELS throwing up the 4s in the chat. Thank you so very much. The Lions at number 2. Clearly, they're going to be great. 6-1. They will be upcoming here as well. The Ravens, they're going to drop. They're going to be dropping a little bit. You can't lose to the Browns. You can't lose to the Browns. You can't lose to the Browns. Deshaun Watson or not, you can't lose to the Browns. So the Ravens are going to be dropping. The Vikings losing their 2nd straight. They'll be dropping as well. Maybe not as a precipitous of a drop as the Ravens, but they will be dropping. The Packers, last-second field goal again. They will be moving up. Probably, again, I don't know how much they're going to move up. But they'll move up. Oh, wait, I just skipped over to the Commanders. Why did I do that? They're 5-2. They're now 6-2. They will definitely be moving up. Even though it took a Hail Mary to win that game, it's a hell of a Hail Mary and a hell of a way to end the game. So they'll be moving up. I don't know how much. Will they move? Will the Packers jump them? I'll see. Maybe the Steelers, if they play very well against the Giants. And just blow. If they score 70 against the Giants, I'll pick the Steelers. How about that? If the Steelers beat the Giants by like 70 points, I'll put the Steelers at number 3. How about that? Just out of nowhere, I'll just do that. We have the Texans there at 5-2. They struggled with a Colts team where their quarterback left the game because he was tired. If Joe Flacco played in that game and starts that game, Colts win that game. So again, I don't know how to read the Texans. They're 6-2, but they don't look like a good team to me. I'm sorry. Bills with a huge win out in Seattle. They'll probably be moving up. The Bears, you can't lose that game. You have that game, and it's a tight game. You didn't play well all game, and then you get 30 seconds away from winning the game where you score, and then you lose the game like that, and your cornerback is dancing on the Hail Mary play. Yeah. So you're going to be moving back on that. So let's get back here, though, as the Cowboys have 2nd and 6 coming up here to start the fourth quarter. Hand off to Cook, and that's going to be a gain of about a yard. So 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Cowboys. Last little bit of my drink here. Might as well get rid of it. As we see Winters for the Niners, yet another injury. Oof. Niners just can't catch a break. Maybe it's something about the area. Did they build Levi Stadium on like an old Indian burial ground or something? I have no idea. 3rd and 5. Dak back to throw. Some pressure, and he's going to go down with a sack at the 40-yard line. So 4th and long coming up for the Cowboys. They're going to have to punt. And again, Bosa kind of got manhandled by the play he slipped down to on that play, but didn't matter as the Niners were able to go back and get the sack on Dak. Dak got sacked. Too bad your ass got sacked. And here's the punt by the Cowboys. Fair catch called for by the Niners. And they will get the ball at the 18-yard line. And that's where they will start their first drive of the fourth quarter as we take a look at Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, about 50 miles away from where they currently play in Santa Clara. They play nowhere near San Francisco, yet they're still called San Francisco, and nobody seems to bat an eye. Yet the Giants and Jets play only 6 miles away from downtown New York City as the crow flies, and everybody wants to give them shit and call them the Jersey Giants and Jersey Jets, which just goes to show you the majority of the people in this world are fucking stupid. Just going to put that out there. I also won my geography beat in 6th grade, so I'm a bit of an authority when it comes to geography. Thank you. Again, my name is King. This is Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us here. And just enjoying a bit of the insanity that is Sunday Night Football as we watch along. This is kind of normal, I think. You know, just kind of being weird. Sunday night weirdness. I've kind of noticed that. The day games usually are a little bit more regular. The night games, not so much. Night games, the primetime games get a little weird. They get a little weird. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's the moon. Maybe it's the nighttime. Maybe it's the spirits. We're getting close to Halloween here. The veil between worlds is at its thinnest right now. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Anybody doing anything for Halloween? Anybody got any big plans? Halloween parties, shindigs, trick-or-treating? You got any kids they trick-or-treating with? Or are you just going out as an adult party, going to all those wonderful Halloween parties where, you know, all the middle-aged moms dress up like huge sluts, and it's just the best time. Just the best time. Some of those Halloween parties, man, fun. Just fun times. Even if you're just going to observe. You know what? I found the best costume to wear is just the t-shirt that says costume. You're just yourself. You're walking around. You can get away with it. Something nice, cheap, easy, simple. Get you into the party. Hamster says he's going to be watching football again because Halloween is on Thursday night. So I will be doing the same thing. I was wondering if somebody else might be doing other things, though. But hey, you never know. You never know. And again, some Halloween parties, they will save it to the weekend. Some were done this weekend. Some will be done next weekend. So there's still options and availability for your Halloween party having selves. ELS letting us know here. So if we're talking like that when a team played the Packers, Ashwab and... Whoa. Like that when the team played the Packers. Wait, hold on. We're gonna get to this after this first down play. 1st and 10 for the Niners. Again, from the 17 is where they marked it. It's gonna be. Was that Juszczyk with the carry? Nope. That was Guarendo. There we go. I always forget how to say his name. Okay, so you say, do the Packers is Lambeau Field officially in Ashwaubenon? Ashwaubenon? Is that how you say that? Pecan says his plan for Halloween is the World Series, football game, and some Crown Royal, baby. There you go. 2nd and 1, that's going to be marked short. Referees are giving a real bad spot there. The Packers are from Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin, not Green Bay. So do they currently play in Green Bay, or were they founded? Because I know they're the Acme Packers, and so the Acme plant. So was the Acme plant in Ashwaubenon, or are the Packers currently in Ashwaubenon? Because if you play in the city that you're named after, then it matters. Brock Purdy fakes, looks, throws, incomplete on 3rd and 1. I don't know what he was doing there. He could have ran for the first down. I don't know what was that was just bad from Brock. I don't know what the hell that was. Currently, you're saying the Packers are currently in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin. Interesting. I thought Lambeau Field was in Green Bay proper. Here we go. Now I gotta do some investigating. I like this. Let's investigate. Let's investigate this kind of shit. Right now, there's gonna be a punt from the Niners, and the kick is away. It is going down the field, and fair caught by Dallas at the 30. Okay, all right, here we go. This is what I'm getting from looking this up. Is that the land that Lambeau Field is currently located on was annexed from what was then the town of Ashwaubenon in 1956 to the city of Green Bay. Reading up on this, but you live in the Green Bay area, you may notice that 3 sides of the rectangular plot on land the team sits on, South Oneida Street, South Ridge Street and Valley View Roads, border the village of Ashwaubenon. The 4th, Lombardy Avenue, borders the city of Green Bay. On a map, it looks as if this sliver of land was purposely cut out of the village, and it was, sort of. The real answer to this question is easily found. The frozen tundra is in the city of Green Bay and not in the village of Ashwaubenon. However, the history behind the answer is arguably very interesting. The whole story about the selection of the site is fascinating in and of itself, says Cliff Crystal, official Green Bay Packers historian and author of the book The Greatest Story in Sports. The political wrangling that went on back in the 1950s over whether it was going to be built on the east side or the west side, it was a very bitter battle in the city. There were fears that Green Bay might lose the Packers because the east side-west side battle would never end. At the time of the stadium talks, the Packers were not a powerhouse, and the city needed a new stadium. Its future with the Packers depended on it. The city either needed to build a new stadium or lose the Packers. Lambeau Field, originally called Green Bay City Stadium, was renamed in 1965 for Curly Lambeau, hosted its first game in '57. So that's what. Oh wow, that's an interesting story. I never knew that. They don't. Yeah, but we play 6 miles away from the city we're named after. It doesn't matter if it's a different state. It's 6 miles away. We got a flag here. Full start on the Cowboys, as we are up to flag number 18 now. The Giants and Jets aren't named after New York State. They're named after New York City. And the Giants and Jets play 6 miles as the crow flies from New York City. The Niners play 50 fucking miles from San Francisco. They're nowhere near there. Dallas plays 20 miles away from Dallas in Arlington. Buffalo plays, I think, 16 miles away from Buffalo in Orchard Park. First down and 15. Zeke Elliott gains about a yard. Second down coming up here for the Cowboys. Like, The football team of Redskin Commanders, they play about 16, 17 miles or 20 miles outside of D.C. and Landover, Maryland. It does matter, Hamps. It does matter. I will fight on this hill. The whole nonsense is like, if you're going to start calling them like the Jersey Jets and Jersey Giants, then I'm calling these are the Santa Clara 49ers. You got the Santa Clara 49ers versus the Arlington Cowboys, the Orchard Park Bills, the Landover, Washington football team of football commanders, whatever you want to do. Then you have the teams that actually play in their city. Third and 10, Dak Prescott, he's going to go deep down the field and almost picked. But that's going to be incomplete as he did not control the ball all the way down the field. We have a flag, though. What's this going to be? They're going to say pass interference on the Niners, automatic first down. Let's see. Wow, what a weak call that is. That's hand checking. They're both hand checking. You can't throw that flag. You can't throw that flag, especially with the ball being so overthrown as it was. That's a terrible call. Jerry sent the check on that one. So now from the 49-yard line on a bad call by the officials, Dak Prescott looking, throws, incomplete, well overthrown. Where's the flag on that one? You're going to call pass interference on that? Yeah, fucks. I am winning this battle, Hamster. I'm sorry. I already told you. Like, here's the thing. It's either we call these teams by the location they are, and Green Bay technically still is in Green Bay. They did a political maneuvering and made that piece of land that Lambeau's on Green Bay. So it is still the Green Bay Packers. So they're still good. But it's either we start calling these teams by everywhere. You don't just get to pick and choose because of the Giants. 2nd down and 10 incomplete pass there by Dak Prescott towards CeeDee Lamb. It's either we start doing it for everybody or shut the fuck up with the Jersey Giants and Jets shit. And again, I'm from Jersey. I like Jersey. I would like Jersey to be represented. But let's fucking call a spade here. You know? Like if you're gonna start having they're the Jersey Giants and Jersey Jets. All right, but they play closer to their home city than Buffalo does. And nobody seems to have a problem calling. In fact, people lionize the Bills. The one real team of New York, the Buffalo Bills. It's like they don't play near fucking Buffalo. Pass on 3rd and 10 to Ferguson, the tight end. He's going to be well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and around 4 here for the Cowboys. But they're going to go for it as time is running out. 10:35 and counting here in the fourth quarter. It doesn't matter if it's a different fucking state. It doesn't matter. Listen, Washington plays in a different state than their district they're named after. Which, again, isn't part of any state, but it's its own district. So if you don't play in that district, so then call them the Maryland fucking Washington Redskin Commander people. I don't know. 4th down and 4 that's going to be completed there for the Cowboys. Turpin with the reception. Listen, you're not going to win this argument. When the San Francisco 49ers play 50 fucking miles away from their home city, you're not going to say that somehow is better than the Giants and Jets playing 6 miles away from their city simply because the Niners are still in the same state. Fuck off. That's terrible. No, Hamster, you're wrong. You're wrong. Be happy in your wrongness and just stay there and be wrong. Hey, listen, the Bengals were this close away from building their stadium in Kentucky and then still being the Cincinnati Bengals. Dak Prescott throws on 2nd and 1. That's going to be caught by CeeDee Lamb. And it's going to be 1st and goal coming up here for the Cowboys. ELS in the chat saying there's a 10-yard flag, 10-yard penalty on Hamster. Unreasonable argument on Hamster. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Cowboys from the 5-yard line. It's going to be a handoff here and immediately stuffed. Was that Zeke with the carry? It might have been. Yes, it was. And he was immediately stuffed, lost the yards. 2nd and goal coming up here for the Cowboys. I'll tell you what, that's such an interesting story, though, about the Packers. Never knew that. Never knew that they had a whole political wrangling and that they annexed part of the parcel of the city to build it so it still technically was Green Bay. That's pretty cool. 2nd and goal, Dak Prescott floats into the end zone wide open to CeeDee Lamb. How the fuck do you get that open? And they call a touchdown. Again, there was a very bad penalty call earlier on in this drive, but still the Cowboys are able to go down the field, get a touchdown, as they look to make this a 10-point game. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that's going to be good. And the Cowboys do indeed make it a 10-point game. So still 2-possession lead here for the 49ers. Can they hold on? By the way, it's 11-11. Make a wish and go ahead and kiss on it. Why not? Maybe it'll come true for you too. And anyway, it's your boy King here hanging out with you on this Sunday night as we're getting to the closing moments here of Sunday Night Football and what has been a wild Sunday of football. Jets lose to the Patriots. Even as messed up as the Jets were, didn't see that one fucking coming. Didn't see that one coming, did you? I sure as hell didn't. Arizona with a last-second field goal for a 1-point win against Tua and the Dolphins, ruining Tua's return party. Although, you could just tell him next week that it's his first start again, and he'll probably believe you because his brain is scrambled eggs. Green Bay with a last-second field goal to beat Jacksonville 30-27. Big kudos to Jacksonville on a very game performance. Probably their best game of the year they played, but still came up just a little bit short, and I think you can start turning out the lights here on the Jaguars season as we're approaching the halfway point of the league year. Atlanta 31, Tampa Bay 26 with a 5-point win against Tampa Bay. 3 turnovers. On the second play of the game, there was a fumble from Rashid White, and then 2 Baker picks did not help the situation. Tampa Bay made a furious comeback attempt, but came up short. 31-26 Atlanta in that game. Indianapolis loses by 3 to Houston after Anthony Richardson got a little tired in the third quarter and just had to take himself out because he got the vapors. Again, if Joe Flacco plays in this game, Indianapolis wins. I know you're trying to see if you have a future quarterback on your hands. If you're Indianapolis, having your quarterback take himself out of the game because I can't breathe. I got the vapors, baby. I think that tells you all you know about your future quarterback. Start Joe Flacco next week against the Vikings, would you? Philadelphia with a statement win, 20-point win over Cincinnati, 37-17. Baltimore losing to the Browns. And Jameis Winston, surprise of the year, perhaps. Detroit putting a 50-burger up on Tennessee, 52-14. And well, see, here's the thing. And Hamster, this is where I'm going to go. This is where I'm going to go with you here. At least the Patriots understood that they weren't playing in Boston. Because, again, originally they were the Boston Patriots. And then when they moved to Foxborough, they said, we're going to call ourselves the New England Patriots. We're going to use the regional name. Instead of even a state name or a city name, we're using regional. We're going to represent all of New England, which might have been a very smart move on their point from a branding standpoint, but also knowing that, hey, you don't play in fucking Boston. So, and we have a kick return here coming up for the Niners as they get to about the 31-yard line on the kickoff return, and that is where they will take over. So that's a real smart play when it comes to the Patriots. So I'll give them credit for that. Back in the day. Hamster also says the only reason I know it's called Foxborough is from the Madden and Nintendo 64 before they had the rights to call them New England. Oh, back when it was like NFLPA and stuff, and things like that. But it's funny because there's Foxborough and Foxborough. and there's 2 different spellings for it, which is weird. And it depends on where you. I think because it's Foxborough City and Foxborough Township, and one is Boro and one is Brough. So it's weird. But here we go. 1st and 10 for the Niners, and Guerrero is going to get the run there for about 3, maybe 4 yards. Depends on the spot from the officials. So 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6 coming up here. And to be honest, that stadium, the Foxborough Stadium, Schaefer Stadium, Sullivan Stadium, whatever it was that they played in there before Gillette Stadium was built, that place was a piece of shit. Speaking of hard cities to name, ELS says try spelling Weyawega. Boy, you're good on that one. Oh, big play here. Ricky Pearsall breaks it down to the 35 to the 30. Tackled, finally pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Huge gain for big shooter Ricky Pearsall. Beep-beep. Oh, wait, I'm going to get fined by Roger Goodell for doing that. Fuck! By the way, the official quote from Anthony Richardson, when asked why he was out of the game, he said, I just told Shane Steichen that I needed a break. I'm sorry, you're benched. I'm sorry, you're done. That we know where our future quarterback lies, and it's not with you. It just, listen, it's a bust. It happens. Sorry, Anthony, you're done. The pronunciation, says ELS, is Weyawega. Weyawega. Wah-wah-wee-wah. A little bit of a Borat situation there. Whoa, sorry, we got another flag here. We got another flag, and we have now hit the 20 mark. I knew we were hitting 20. As soon as we had a flag on the first play of the game, I knew we were hitting 20. I knew it. Another primetime game, baby. Hitting the 20 mark. Because you got to know the refs know it's all about the fucking stripes. Fuck you, you athletic people. Not about you. It's about us fat old men throwing flags. They're going to call illegal formation here on the Niners. Hamster says, I'm from Chattanooga. Everything is Indian names down here too, and people can't say it. Well, I mean, stupid people can't say it. If you spend a little bit of time. Like, again, I'm not from the Midwest. I'm not from down south. We have a lot of Indian names here, but I'm used to them because I'm from here. So you got to get used to the local regional dialect of the Indian names in order to kind of really know. Like, I don't know Weyawega. I don't know that. But Chattanooga is big enough. And you have some of the other ones there as well. But like up here in New Jersey, we have a bunch of places. Moonachie. I mean, even Hoboken is an Indian name. You know, Weehawken. There's you look throughout the state. There's a ton. Monunkichunk. We got Monunkichunk Road. You know, and all places like that. So they're here. Like they're there. I think it's just people get used to their own regional dialect when it comes to the Indian names. 2nd and 10 now coming up here for the Niners. Angry running here. 5:11, 5:10, 5:09 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 3rd down coming up here for the Niners. As we see Ricky Pearsall as he honored the first responders to his shooting during the Niners' home opener there against the Jets. Hamster says, I mean, like Ottawa and some of the other suburbs of Chattanooga. Is that Ottawa? Did I say that right? Ottawa? 3rd and 6. Purdy back to throw. He's got time. Steps up, running out of time now. Now just throws it, and he's going to throw it out of bounds on 3rd and 6. 4:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and the Niners are going to have to punt the ball away to Dallas. Oh, Niners are actually going to go for a field goal here. Sorry. I thought they were not in range, but indeed they were. 41-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. And the Niners are going to go ahead and tack on 3 points and make it 30-17. So we got a 13-point game, 2-touchdown lead for the 49ers. But yeah, Chattanooga is not big enough. Chattanooga is big enough that most people have heard of it. And yeah, I did say it. See, it's not that hard. If you're an intelligent person, you look at a word, you know how to say it. And if you don't, somebody will correct you, like ELS, and let you know that, instead of the way you said it, it's actually Wyowega. So now you know how to say it. And as long as somebody tells you know how to say it, and you say it enough, you get used to it. You learn. That's called learning. It's called education, ladies and gentlemen. I can do it, so can you. So here comes the kickoff after the 49ers field goal. 4:25 left in the fourth quarter. Dallas is running out of time. That's going to be a touchback here for the Cowboys, as they're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line. I was going to say, who hasn't heard of the Chattanooga Choo-Choo, baby? Come on. Or the Chattanooga Lookouts. Great minor league baseball team and great branding. Gotta love the Chattanooga Lookouts. Chattanooga Lookouts. Sorry about that. Dallas takes the snap, throws to Zeke Elliott out of the backfield as I'm burping up some coffee here. He gets back close to the line of scrimmage. He might be just short. It might be a yard short. It might be 2nd and 11. Nope, they're going to call it 2nd and 10. Again, from the 30, Dak takes the snap back, looks to throw, as Bosa gets absolutely mauled on the end. No call for the pancake blocks. But it is indeed a first down for the Cowboys, and it looks like CD is he hurt? He's kind of jogging gingerly back to the line of scrimmage here. It looked like he might have hurt maybe his hammy or something, but I don't know. We're under 4 minutes now. 3:56 remaining here in the fourth. 1st and 10 for Dallas. Dak steps back, looks, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught by CD again. Hamstring seems just fine as he gets it down to the 20-yard line. As Dallas now all of a sudden making short work here. Where was this Dallas team the rest of the game? Hamster in the chat, let me know. Lookout games are fun to go to. New stadium they are building is going to be nice. When I used to live up in Wilkes-Barre, PA, I used to love going to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees game. Now they're the Rail Riders. Before that, they were the Red Barons. They refurbished that stadium, I want to say roughly about 8-10 years ago. It's real nice up there now. Up at in Moosic, PA. In between both. It's really outside of Scranton. But yeah, the whole area is known as the Twin Cities area because of Wilkes-Barre and Scranton. It's always Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, whichever it is. Because that's also where the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, they play down closer. They play in Wilkes-Barre Township, which is right outside of Wilkes-Barre City. Yes, they are two different entities, both named Wilkes-Barre. And the Rail Riders, who are the Yankees farm team, are named the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders because they play closer to Scranton. So that's how they kind of do the Twin City namings there. So, 1st and 10 for the Cowboys from the 20-yard line. Dak back to throw. Throws it over the middle. Wide open again, CeeDee Lamb. And the Dallas Cowboys. Quick strike. Where was this team the rest of the game? I think that's the big question you have to ask. Is the Cowboys in the last 2 drives have been scarily efficient. Breaking coverage, good on plays. Oh, the 2 Niners players ran into each other. Oh, my God. Niners making huge mistakes here at the end of the game, and it may end up being costly. Extra point is up and good. It is now 24-30. It's a 6-point game, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboys trying to make this one interesting late here against the 49ers. Oh, man. 2 Niners defensive backs run into each other. Leave CeeDee Lamb wide open for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Hamster says in the chat that he wants overtime. I'm kind of tired. I'm like Anthony Richardson. I'm a little tired. I want to just pull me out of the game. Boy, thank you so much for joining us, by the way, here on Stay Tuned Sports. I'm your boy King, hanging out with you here, ending this Sunday night with what could be another crazy finish. We've had a ton of them already this Sunday. This could be one extra one that we have here for you. If you like what you're watching, please give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, thank you so very much. If you want to help out in a more direct fashion, we have a link over to our donation station, which is from Buy Me a Coffee, as well as our merch store in the top of the chat. It is pinned there. Also in the description below this video. You can go find that as well. Kickoff is going to go into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback for the Niners. They'll take over at the 30-yard line. And again, any amount that you donate is appreciated and very well will be getting you. Get a shout out, obviously, here on the show. If you want to go ahead and try to get on a ticker, as our good friend Pecan is, again, he's donated $15. You got to donate more than $15 if you want to get on a ticker. But as I said before, any amount donated will be appreciated. Hamster says, yes, I'm tired as well. My special gummy is kicking in. I do love those special gummies. They are very good. Filled with vitamins, they are. Gotta love a good vitamin gummy. Helps you get to sleep. Good dreams after that. Here we go. Brock Purdy back to throw. He's going to pull it down and run it himself. Gains about 5. Going to actually get 6 yards, according to Mr. Official on the spot there. So 2nd and 4 coming up here for the Niners as they're looking to ice this game away. 3:23 remaining. As we look at the remaining Cowboys schedules, they play the Falcons next, then the Eagles, then the Texans, then the Commanders, and then the Giants. That could be a bunch of losses before they get to the Giants on Thanksgiving in Week 13. But they got to play the Falcons, the Eagles, the Texans, and the Washington football team at Redskin Commanders. Falcons definitely could be a loss. For the Niners, they thankfully get a bye coming up. Hopefully they can go ahead and heal up some with all their massive amounts of injuries. Then they play at the Buccaneers. They get the Seahawks at home. Then at the Packers and at the Bills for another Sunday night game. Boy, not as easy of a schedule as you would hope for if you're the Niners, but some winnable games there, I think, absolutely. Hamster, looking at the schedule, says the same as I do. Don't think the Cowboys have too many wins left in that schedule. Purdy sacked on 2nd and 3 back at the 30. And it's going to be 3rd and 10 coming up for the Niners. Brock took just a blindside hit here. 3:22. By the way, Dallas had taken a timeout. And they didn't really say so or visually show that until later on. It looked like the Cowboys called another timeout as well. So the Cowboys are going to be down to 1 timeout here. So now the 49ers, even though they're knocked back to 3rd and 10, they have an opportunity here. If they get a first down, with the Cowboys only having 1 timeout left and a 2-minute warning, they can really start trying to eat some clock here. So 3:22. Cowboys have 1 timeout. It's 3rd and 10 for the Niners. A first down here goes a long way with icing this game for Santa Clara. San Francisco by way of Santa Clara. Purdy in shotgun, takes the snap, back, steps up in the pocket, looks, throws over the middle, caught by Juszczyk, but he's going to be 4 yards short. So the Cowboys are going to get the ball back as they use their final timeout. So 3:15, 2-minute warning left. Cowboys need to score a touchdown on this drive. Now, they've done very well in the last 2 drives in just marching down the field against this Niners defense. The Niners needed to get a first down here and came up 4 yards short. Squeaky bum time for Santa Clara. Ten-point lead in the fourth quarter. The Niners have 2 losses already this season, while the rest of the NFL only has 2 losses. So there's been 4 losses by teams who had a 10-point or more lead in the fourth quarter. Half of them have been the 49ers. Let's see if they can go ahead and stop that trend here, because their defense needs to step up hugely. Punt is going to go all the way down to the 25-yard line is where it's finally touched down by the Niners. And that is where the Cowboys will take over on their own 25. Down 6, Dak Prescott looking to be the hero. Again, it's your boy King hanging out with you here on Stay Tuned Sports on this Sunday night. If you're watching along, come into the chat. Chat's open. Come say hi, say hello, say how you doing as we get to the last little bit of this game. 3:05 remaining. Dak takes a snap back. Looks to throw over the middle. Almost intercepted, but dropped. So almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Warner was the man who got his hand on it and could not come down with it. Second and 10 for the Cowboys coming up here. 3 minutes even on the clock. From the 25, Dak steps back. Getting some pressure. Throws to the sideline. Incomplete. Dallas's receiver out there. I think that might have been, who was that? Ferguson, the tight end. He had stepped out of bounds, so it would have been illegal touching anyway. So 3rd and 10 now coming up for Dak and the Cowboys. Can the Niners defense hold the Cowboys? Can the Cowboys convert on 3rd and 10? We're going to find out here in just a few short moments as the Cowboys are up at the line of scrimmage. Dak is in shotgun. He calls for the ball, gets the snap, back, looking to throw, throws deep down the field, incomplete. Turpin was the intended receiver, great defense by the 49ers. Knocked the ball away right there at the end of the play. Diamador Lenore with the play to kind of disrupt the catch there from Turpin. Actually, I'm going to tell you what, he actually didn't do shit. Upon the replay, it bounced off of Turpin's face mask, off his hands, and then dropped. Turpin had to catch that. So here we go, 4th and 10. Dak in shotgun, takes the snap. Getting chased by the line, faces pressure, throws all the way down the field, incomplete. And there is no flag to be had. CD was looking for it, didn't get it. Incomplete. 2:43 left. And it will be Niners ball. I'm sorry, that wasn't CD Lamb. Incidental contact as the feet got tripped up with each other, but everybody's looking at the ball. So that's not pass interference. Good no call from the officials, finally, in this game. As they've had a couple of real rough fucking calls in this game. But the Niners have the ball now on the Cowboys' 25-yard line. They can ice this game as the Cowboys have no timeouts left. Only the 2-minute warning. And the Niners, with such proximity, they're already in field goal range. And a field goal would make it a 2-possession game and thus end this sumbitch. So here we go. Purdy's going to hand it off here. Guerrero with the carry gets about 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 6. Chat hasn't moved. Did chat freeze on me? Nope, chat didn't freeze on me. Just everybody stopped talking. Maybe everybody's out. I don't know. It is late. I get it. And listen to me is kind of hard. 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Niners. By the way, Scott Hansen brings up a great point. Look, is National Tight Ends Day a manufactured holiday? Like 90% of holidays? Yes, absolutely. Have tight ends scored more than twice as many touchdowns per game today than they have all season? Also, yes. So maybe there's a thing. Maybe the thing about National Tight Ends Day is like, hey, get the tight ends the ball. Hamster is done in the chat. He's done with this. He says, see you tomorrow night. And indeed you will. Watch me be miserable with my New York Giants. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Hamster. It's been great seeing you. You're still here. Oh, but you're heading out of the chat. So that's fine. You can watch the last little bit of the game. And that's okay with me. As again, it's been a long night. It's been a long night. It's been a long day. I'm going to be heading to bed immediately. Usually I try to hit the Discord after this over at the Poverty Sports and a couple of different ones. But we'll see. We'll see. And by the way, Sunday Night Football, you can get a lot better belt looking than that. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You didn't go to Undisputed Belts? You got to go to Undisputed Belts next time. So after the 2-minute warning here, it's going to be another handoff to Guerrero. He's going to get it down to about 3rd and 2 coming up here for the Niners. As the clock is just going to tick, tick, tick away. Niners get a first down, game's over. If they don't get a first down and kick a field goal, game's over. 177 receptions today by tight ends, most in NFL history, by the way, as that's just been posted up here for a single day. So here we go. 3rd and 2, minute 20 left in the game. If the Niners get a first down, this game is over. Handoff to Guerrero. He's going to break it out to the right side, left side, sorry, and he's going to run all the way down to the 2-yard line where he slides. Inbounds, 1st and goal, but the Niners are going to go ahead and milk the clock. Game's over, baby. The Niners are going to win this game 30-24 over the Dallas Cowboys. And Dallas, boy, is their season in trouble. Dallas is going to drop to 3 and 4. San Francisco is going to improve to 4 and 4 going into the bye week. And considering all the injuries that they have had, that might actually be not bad considering where you are. So total 20 flags thrown in this game. Not accepted penalties, just thrown flags. And that is the final now. From Santa Clara and Levi Stadium, the San Francisco 49ers of Santa Clara have defeated the Dallas Cowboys, who come from Arlington, 30-24 on what has been an incredible Sunday. Like I said, so many different upsets. New England beating the Jets. Arizona with a 1-point win against Miami. Not really an upset, but certainly a close and interesting, fun game to watch. Same with Green Bay, last-minute field goal in their game. Indianapolis only losing to Houston by 3 because Anthony Richardson got a little tired. Baltimore losing to Cleveland. Amazing result there. Crafty Southpaw back in the chat here says NFC West is wide open thanks to Seattle's loss. And indeed, you have everybody in the NFC West right now is 4 and 4 except for the Rams, who are 3 and 4. Again, they won on Thursday night, but they've also had a bye week. So that's why they're 3 and 4, where everybody else is 4 and 4. But that doesn't preclude them from being in the race. They are right back in it. And of course, San Francisco has a bye next week. So We'll see how that all shakes out with the Rams next game, how they play next week. Can they capitalize? Can the Cardinals keep winning their ways, even if it's close games, even if it's by 1 or 2 points? Can the Cardinals continue to win? Can Seattle stay and get back into the fight in the NFC West and remain with everybody? Keep pace, if you will. We'll see if they can go ahead and get back to their winning ways. NFC West, while maybe not technically a good division, certainly could be the most interesting division in the league, maybe outside of the NFC North. So I think there's a lot of interesting things to take from that. The AFC, division-wise, is kind of boring, if we're going to be honest. There's not too many. Maybe the AFC North, where you got the Steelers and Ravens there. The Ravens' loss to the Browns, though, is a huge loss. But again, that's only a 2-team race there. The AFC East is all the Bills, and I mean the Jets are in last place. The Dolphins are terrible, as is New England, which is why it's crazy that the Jets did lose to them. But I think that's where we are here. And the AFC West is the Chiefs. I think the Broncos are keeping pace, but again, the Chiefs are 7-0. So how do you keep pace with a team that's 7-0? You've got 3 losses already. The Chargers are trying to stay up there too, but unless the Chiefs have a real downswing, which is possible, which is definitely possible, they haven't played their best football. Clearly, for anybody who's watched them, they haven't played their best. So anything's possible, but it seems like the Chiefs have that division on lock. The AFC South is clearly the Texans at this point after they have 2 victories. They have every tiebreaker you could want over the Colts. So again, unless the Texans have a swoon, which can happen, and unless Indianapolis switches to Joe Flacco, which maybe after today, after the whole Anthony Richardson, I don't want to play because I'm tired situation, maybe they finally do make that move. So I don't know. But again, crazy day in the NFL this Sunday. Tomorrow night, join us as you can watch me be absolutely miserable watching my Giants get curb stomped by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But until then, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening.